Well, I guess if we're on camera, I might as well add sound. Oh my gosh.
Adding sound, adding sound. Uh,
I forgot to put the starting soon screen and leave that up there. All right. Okay, so we're missing Cutler and we're missing Jessa and Tessa. We'll make them big in their frames for now. Okay, Jessa and Tessa are not here, and Cutler must be busy minding the ship these days, or this for this 5 days worth of downtime. Oh, welcome everybody, all you viewer. All right,
hello,
awesome.
hello, hello.
Okay, so
Good evening.
yeah, so we were going to we had like 5 days before you guys got to visit with the king. Where was it? The prince? I think it was the king, wasn't it though?
It was the king.
That's what I thought.
It's the old king of Cormyr.
Yep. Well, it's not the old king; it's the new king. But yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I guess he is kind of old. Um,
Old esque. He's
so
he's
what do you want to do as far as you had 5 days worth of downtime or stuff that you could be doing in the town during those 5 days?
I would like to see if there are any
Uh,
available very low end quests.
Oh, I remember now. Side quest, right?
side quest.
That's
Yeah.
right. We need
Probably
some.
side quest, or trying to sell the kablooey out to the highest bidder in a
You gonna sell
storm
me?
of an auction. Oh
We
yeah,
need
yeah.
some
Oh,
renown before we get to this. Before we get to this king, if we can score some renown here, that'll be critical.
exactly. And having an artist in our midst as
That's
part
true.
of the trading company as
Very good. Very good with his art. We need ways to. We need to bolster our name out to the world. While Cutler is dealing with his ship and crew, and Tessa Jessa is off tending to her zombies.
oh, that might be a problem because we don't have a name as of yet.
It'll come to us, I'm sure. It'll be natural too, I'm sure.
Let's call it just the company.
The company,
The company, yes.
TM.
More like the Motley Crew.
The the motley crew.
I think that's
Since I'm going down the dirty deeds route here,
Oh,
we're
we still have to
we're the alternating
maintain.
current.
Or we have to maintain a little bit of a conundrum, a little bit of
all right.
je ne
What the
sais
heck
quoi.
happened here?
Ooh, the conundrum. Okay, I have to make a list. I might have to actually write these down just to keep them in mind. But yeah, I would like to see if there's so where for us to do that, I would have to do some looking around here. As you know, I do have the researcher trait, um, which makes it easier for me to be capable of learning about something given
Mm-hmm.
the right resources.
It would be nice to learn how the usually suspect of the royal court are handling their day-to-day business, like where they getting their meals, their lunch. What do they do on the weekend? What are they normal routes through the city? So we can facilitate happy meetings or get us into the right picture or right time.
All right, so I want to use my researcher ability, DM. I want to see where it is that I can learn more about the king that we're going to be greeting and things that might earn his favor.
Okay.
I wouldn't know about it specifically as I did not travel to this land before, but I believe I should be able to pin down where I could learn that information.
Sure, sure. Um, So give me hang on. It's gonna be charisma related, I'm sure. Give me what are we looking for? Not carousing, maybe carousing, but that's not what I'm thinking of. Is carousing it? No, no,
Yes, this
that's not the way.
yes, research.
That's not the one I was looking for. I was looking for researching. Okay. So give me a. Okay, so you can spend gold pieces, and you can spend 50 up to 50 gold pieces with no effect essentially. But you're gonna roll a d20 and add your charisma modifier.
Okay. And when it comes to gold pieces, your boy Folodar is without reason because I have none at this point.
All right.
Okay,
So you'll
18.
just be at a negative then. Let's see what you get. 18. Nice. Okay. Um, so you will learn still two pieces of lore about the king.
Excellent.
One second.
Me just realizing that Oliver changed his name to the Moon Knight on here. It's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay, where is the king? Is currently a guy named what was his name? I did give you his name last time. I did, didn't I?
I think honestly, I also don't remember
Oh,
his
oh,
name.
okay. Turns out, okay. So this is the deal. Turns out the king is not a king at all. That was
Oh,
that
regent.
was quickly learned, but that wasn't one of the pieces of lore that you learned. The king is a queen that's been ruling as of 1486, so about 10 years in rule now. Um,
Hmm.
well, 12 according about no, I think it's about 10 according to your timeline. Yeah. Um, so uh, she married the Earl Lyndon Hunt Crown, but the marriage ended only 10 days later when the Queen Raedra, that's her name, Raedra, Rae,
Oh, one of those.
and
Yes, thank you for typing it.
yeah, Obarskir, which our Obarskir is the name of like kind of the people who have ruled in Cormyr since like forever. Um. Anyways, she discovered his allegiance to Shar and ordered his public execution for treason. And Shar is a goddess, or evil goddess, or
Goddess, yes, yes.
goddess, yeah.
She's
Mm.
in
So,
she
in
is
other words, we have to be very careful not to.
Yeah, she's known as the Mistress of the Night, the Lady of Loss, that kind of thing. Um, she served as
she is the evil counterpart to Saloon, one of the oldest deities of Irun.
yes, and she also served as regent for her wounded brother Barovus and aided him after his recovery and coronation. During the siege of Suzail, he killed a large wyvern disguised as Thaglor Morgus
Mm.
and fought the army after the siege. Uh, she succeeded after her. She's. Oh wait, is it succeeded? Yeah, succeeded. Yeah. For a minute there, I thought it was seceded because she succeeded. Her father Ervel and her brother Barovus. Oh yeah, succeeded as Queen of Cormyr.
Ah,
So basically, she after her father died and her brother died, she took over.
such
Um,
a sorrowful story to hear.
she is single. You notice that you
Mm.
know that about her. Um,
Kablooey. No, I'm joking.
she was engaged to a guy named Aubryn Crown Silver, but she dissolved their betrothal when uh, slightly before she became queen.
Wait. This is actually useful information. Okay. Guys, guys. So,
Yes, she had a lover.
I am a changeling.
Oh no, we don't go this road. No. Don't meddle in royal court affairs.
No turning into established people,
No,
but
darling, it's
but if the queen has a type, we could use it to our advantage. A little
uh,
bit of facial change, a little bit of hair color change, and boom, I'm the queen's preferred type of human being.
okay. If you go into to typecast road, yes, it would be feasible. Yes.
All right, so,
I think it's still a risky game to play.
well, what can we have to lose? I go in, I offer my deal, looking my absolute best. If she refuses, nothing changes, but it would definitely help us.
Oh yes, I think it's an it could distract from difficult topics that maybe come up if you dress and looks pleasing for the queen. It would be thing to think of. Yes, but not on the part. We don't want to get you in the bed with the queen. We
Oh,
just want
absolutely
her
not.
money.
Not my type anyway. I'm just saying an absolute brilliant move, and I thank you, Dove Moon. See, he takes my side here. And I'm sure if Cutler were here and
I
not
don't know
tending
what
to
you
his boat, he'd take my side as well.
I like the interpretation where they're taking my side.
Helen is on your side. The Moon Knight is still
Right.
undecided.
I just, as you know, when it comes to Folidar, he's just assuming that people agree with him.
So if you notice on the map there, here, let me find out where this. Okay, so if you notice on the map, there are what am I trying to say? There are places labeled,
Mhm.
so you
The royal
may
court.
check out those places if you wish.
All right, I would like to. So I would like to discuss this with the
Or you
party
may,
available.
or you may go other places. One of the places that after you find out all that general first bit of lore, the second bit of lore, you know that you have to go to the court, the royal court, to kind of, you know, blend in, so to speak, or find out from the servants, because you know from being a changeling and having been around the block a time or two, you probably realize that the people with all the gossip are the servants.
Always. And plus, it's in most of the fictions I've read. I've read one tale, The Surly Maid, a very interesting story about a maid who actually turned out to be a man all alone and was accepted in the end as the top maid, the head maid to the mistress.
That's
Surprisingly
all.
non erotic,
He was, he was the top man.
he was.
Was he too shy to say he's a butler?
No, it was more so like a look thing, and he just was just not in a position to correct.
Oh, yeah. I
Extremely
thought that was
attractive
the
looking man.
no, yeah. I don't know where you're going. I thought that was the Moon Knight costume, but I think um, just pants is enough.
You
No
know, I
skirt.
Well,
I don't
I
question the writer's intent with the story. No.
I was so short for the skirt.
So okay, I wanted to discuss this with the party. My plan is as follows, as I feel it is only right to let you in on what I seek from our audience with royalty. Now, my friends, I am flat broke. As it stands right now, I only have 3 gold and 55 silver. Dwarving, in comparison, small to the amount back home, small to the amount that my parents' estate holds, and I have been feeling the effects. But more so than myself, we are trying to embark on a great journey, one that takes place not just beyond this land, but even beyond the stars. It is only natural that I seek some form of sponsorship. As a scholar, it's very common for me to go out and seek grants and sponsorships, but this one's going to be particularly special. And as such, I feel that there are a few things that need to be done in preparation.
Where are you guys having this conversation on the ship, or in town in an inn or
I
something?
would like
Or
to I would like to imagine we haven't left the ship
okay,
prior, because I don't want us to be in the middle of town being like, I'm trying to make
For,
money
for
from
that,
the queen.
yeah, for that we have the companion hold in the ship, and yes, money of the queen is a crucial, important part of our plan.
I'm glad you agree. So here is what I intend to do. I intend to find out the queen's interest, particularly in men, particularly in clothing, and then I intend to replicate it before our audience. But in order to
Man,
do that, I am going to need some scrunch, some change. So it's adventuring time. What's up, the rest of you?
I would seconding some concerns with that. It the lovey-dovey road is it's nice to know, nice to have, but we're in the end we're talking money, we're talking business. What we need is a crowd. We need in the trading business it's called a flock. You have a big investor, the whales, and little pilot fishes that are clinging to the whale, and if you get the little ones interested, the big ones you'd follow quite fast. Mm.
Hmm.
Often thinking it's their own accord, not your manipulation. Not that I ever manipulated a market like that. Um,
Yes, an audience, of course. We need an entourage. The
what
more
about
people, the stronger we seem as a guild.
um,
Caw? What would Caw be up to?
uh,
I mean, I know you're
I'm
talking.
probably, yeah, I'm probably still on the ship right now.
I mean, yeah, I know you're
Uh,
talking with these guys on the ship, but I mean, like, what do you have, like, anything planned once um, Folidar goes
unless we
out,
all,
or
head off as a group, if we are splitting up, I'm probably gonna try and get my good deeds in.
okay, and then
And then I just go,
Oliver,
excellent
what
idea.
would the Moon Knight be doing?
the moon and wait for the night. And night in the nighttime, activating criminal network and telling the criminal that a new sheriff is in town and business is getting rough here.
Okay, and then Genyuka, what would Genyuka do during the day
Well,
or the night? I guess.
during the day and during the night, she's also flat broke and needs to make some money. So would take and try to find a
How do
way
you
to
guys
make
not
money.
have money in the party treasury?
I mean, the party treasury has money, but we assigned it
First
to a
of all,
person that would never give it to us.
Oh,
not exactly. I just joined the party, so I don't think I got share of the party treasure.
oh,
And
gotcha.
I spent all the money writing scrolls.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you be doing going out to?
Either trying to find some athletic way to take and make money or do odd jobs.
Well, you could do some pit fighting. There is not this. Suzela is a really upwardly mobile and upscale place. There's not a lot of areas of poverty. Usually, that means they, unfortunately, probably either pay the poverty, force the poverty into servitude, or force them out of the city. So, but you're not sure that's the case either way. But you would have to find a seedier part of town, and in this town, that's going to be a chore in itself. But you could possibly find a seedier part of town and do pit fighting. That might rub you the wrong way, being your alignment and your thoughts on things.
If I may offer everyone in this party a suggestion, we all have our individual goals, but perhaps there's a way we can consolidate them into one.
Fallon just smiling.
I propose
What are you
this,
thinking?
and then I just take like a piece of paper from my book and I just rip it out. The gazelle's arrow. No matter what we do during these 5 days, as long as we associate with this group name that I just created just now and did not plagiarize for one of my books, we
That makes
will
me think you
absolutely
plagiarized it.
have enough renown upon meeting the queen that it'll make our audience a lot less painful.
So we should put that in
So,
chat just so we have it in chat as a reference. And you guys should all possibly, if you guys are interested in doing it, put it on your sheets as a allied group or something. Yeah, there you go. The Gazelle's Arrow. You typed it faster than I could. There you
upon any sort of noble action that may gain us renown, we'll all be collectively sharing in that renown when we bring ourselves to the audience with the queen. Whether it be pit fighting, or blessings, or adventuring,
go.
or even the royal court.
Now you do know two things, Daniel. Janyunka does know two things regarding um, Suzale that could make her money from physical stuff. Well, three things. One is physical labor. You could find work as a dock worker. There's plenty of that. You could find work as a physical laborer somewhere else in the city here, or you could work as part of the militia, or part of the part of the militia basically. Um, with some work, you could be even knighted a purple dragon knight, something along those lines. Or you could there are throughout the city at different various taverns once in a while there are contests of skill, and those
Alrighty.
those tend to be the more haughty, higher side of gambling in the city. Like they tend to have some gambling involved, but it's mostly just about good fun and betting on one another kind of thing.
Well, let's see about the fun and games then.
Okay, fun and games. Okay. All right. So wherever you go, you're going to. The idea is that everybody will say they're part of this Gazelle Zero trading company or something, or what? Is that what the deal is, Folidar?
So
Seems to
that
be.
is Folodar's plan, is that we just kind of push the name of the gazelle's arrow
I
as we do anything that gains renown, as to
Ah,
get the
so
names
so even
Berbert.
so even it doesn't even have to be that they're part of it. It just has to be like, oh, hey, have you heard of the Gazelle Zero? I hear they're real, up and coming company, or something. I don't know, something like that.
Exactly, either through our own actions or through just rumor spreading.
Right, right.
We can absolutely spread the name prior to meeting the queen.
So
there's
when
a little bit of objection with the name that if Fallon is rantingly gets out there. Sure. Are you,
Are you sure?
I,
No,
I
the
think
name's been
the
tested.
name is pretty
I'm
good, but what exactly is it that we do?
that's it's, yeah, that's one of the problem.
Oh, I
It's
was
not like
in the
we are
process of
an
getting a ship.
intelligence company or a trading company. Let's call it East Eastward Coast Trading Company, or something like that. It would be a little bit too bare bone, even definitely for my
So
taste.
from what little you do know about Suzale, the place that you've landed, the seat there, um, what little you do know is that there are um, three major trading companies um, in Suzale. One is the Seven Suns Trading Coster. One is the True Shield Trading Priakos, and the other one is called is not called like by a trading company name, but they're a family, and or two families actually. So it's actually four, I guess, altogether. So, but the Glenend and the Scatterhawk families are known for being very big into trade.
So, everyone, your reservations on the name are noted. But I assure you, it's in our best interest to use a name that we can abandon if needed.
It's
Not for nothing, but I
true.
do not need to remind you that
Don't
trading companies are not very fond of people stepping onto their territory.
it as a person of a that knows some kind of the outcome of the future to divination and those kind of things. Don't plan for failure.
So you
Hmm.
guys also note that when you guys port at the docks, before you guys even get up close to Suzale, like before you guys had even done that, you guys had kind of noted a little bit that there were lots of preparations going on with the ship, and you're not exactly sure why, but there was lots and lots of preparation going on. Caw might have some sort of an idea.
Oh, do I?
I
Make
just say to
make a
Oliver,
make an
I,
insight or a perception check, your choice, whichever's better. Um,
since Fallon Dove Moon hit me with a quote, he wins the argument between us. Just want to be clear on that. He's hit me with a quote, and I'm like, you've outquoted me, sir. Well done.
Alright, I'm going insight.
Jen Yuka will say that she thinks the name's stupid.
I
What do
16.
small foreign creatures and arrows have to do with trading?
Polar is just
maybe
not
you're a fur
taking the
trader.
criticism of his name well. You know, it's meant to be
Maybe
an indication of how quickly we operate.
maybe you're fur traders. That the Gazelle's arrow would be fine for a fur trader company. It's no different than the Seven Sons. I mean, people aren't
Same.
the Seven Sons. People aren't really trading sons,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
however, the Seven Sons does allude to coins because there's a certain coin called the Sun. But anyway, regardless.
Fine, fine. If you all object to the name so vehemently, what are your suggestions, you budding
I already,
writers?
I already
I
gave
thought
you
the
my
name was fine.
What was it? What was Jinuka's?
Motley Crew.
The mo- Oh God, that's why she's doing. That's. Yeah,
It's so vulgar.
okay,
Ugh.
what about Moon Knight? Does he have a different name idea? Okay, Taylor, Koth realizes that he's been through this rigmarole before. They're just basically covering up everything that would indicate that the name of the ship is the Burning Bitch, and that it's a
Uh,
pirate ship.
uh,
This is
yeah, that makes sense.
this is just a this is just a cargo vessel.
Hmm.
This is our cargo and definitely not stolen.
Uh, upon hearing
I
Fallon's suggestion, I just go, I don't hate it. Star Arrow.
says short SAS.
And
Short, pointy.
Don't like the arrow. Our arrows are cowardly.
Hmm.
No,
Yes.
arrow is a straight on the point. It's one of the um, directed form of method you can get. It's an arrow.
But let's go with something a little more flashy. The Star Glaive. The Star Scimitar.
Should we go for a weapon or item? We have a symbol or celestial body. We have the service aspect that we are don't just trade, also offering different kind of services. Uh,
anybody who notices, well, actually, anybody who gives me a DC 10 perception check will notice something.
Absolutely.
Uh,
DC 10, huh? Let's see how this goes for me.
All right, Moon Knight's got it.
Proceed. Oh, wait, that's performance. Whoops,
Deontay's
wrong one.
got it.
No. That was performance. This
Oh,
one's
yep,
perception.
perception.
Still
Okay,
got it though.
still got it. Yep. Daniel's got it. Okay, so you notice that the traditional flag of the burning bitch, which I don't know what that is. We'll have to talk to James about that. But the
Some kind
traditional
of Jolly
flag
Roger, I'm
has been,
sure.
yeah, some kind of Jolly Roger with maybe on fire. I don't know. But so the traditional flag of the burning bitch has been replaced by a giant golden trumpet flag, and it has a still has a rather raucous lady blowing the trumpet, and it is now called the blaring bitch, and you know that the bitch has to do something with Umberly, the bitch queen, who's the goddess of the seas and tempests and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
regardless, it is kind of noted for its loud colors.
Oh, Star Anchor Service.
So essentially, Cutler's crew has disguised the ship by making it more openly visible,
I
hiding
say
in plain sight, so to speak.
the
I take
Star
it we're not gonna call
Anchor.
ourselves the Blaring Bitches.
Yeah, I would definitely
No,
think
no, that's the
not.
name of the ship. That's the name of the cargo vessel.
The
Yeah, I think
Star Anchor. Rolls right off the tongue.
it's not a weapon. It's something that's hold off. That's emphasize kind of yeah boldness.
I like it. Strong, sturdy, held the most important part of any ship, even arguably.
No ship without an anchor.
The Star Anchor.
Without an anchor is just adrift.
Exactly.
Exactly. That is what we must be. An anchor.
Oh, and for as a felon would state, I have a first idea that we can get a foot and hold. Um, if I ever recall correctly, there is right next to the Royal Court is a Temple of Dunir, and there are the scroll people. If it's coming like that, we could likely get an in trading business. It's a certificate called certificate for the artwork of Kabui, and we could make it right there with all the pomp and glory.
Hmm. It does sound worthwhile, but I'm going to pass. I will be attending the royal court, doing a little bit of information digging. And of course, name spreading. Now that I've said it, it just rolls off the tongue so much I can't stop. The Star Anchor.
The Star Anchor. Okay. The star
Why do you think it's
the Star
the
Anchor is what you're
temple of?
going with, right?
I have a very quite suspicious that the temple of Daenerys not just per chance right next to the Royal Court. I think they're storing most of their scrolls and paperwork there, or in ancient chambers or adjacent buildings.
I
Not
don't
that
doubt it.
I ever had to scout out those locations. It might be probably there.
I do not
Who
doubt
knows?
it. But take it from the words of a sage with the library in hand. There are just some things you can't find in books.
All right.
So wise.
So what are you going to? Who? Let me go. Get it. Let me get a initiative order from you guys. Go ahead and everybody
Okay.
roll initiative. We're gonna leave Tessa and Cutler. Well, Cutler's gonna remain on the ship, making sure everything's all prepped and whatever. Um, and he's going to remain on the ship for now. Um, he figures if he keeps his head down, he'll probably talk amongst the trading companies in near port here and there, but he's going to kind of keep lay low a little bit.
Oh
Um,
man, where are our tokens? Are they on the map?
no, they're not. Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, we're
no,
just
this is just a return order just to see which way I want to kind of you know deal with you guys' thing. Oh yeah, so I don't have a turn order. Oh, I guess I have to have.
I'm about to say it won't track if
Yeah,
we
it won't
haven't
track if
put
you don't
our
have tokens.
tokens.
Oh, no. Okay, all
Yeah.
right, hold on.
we'll just
Well,
say what we
you can
got.
always manually input them though.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm
Let me just do
I didn't
this.
know the worst.
What's that?
So at least I didn't have the worst roll.
Here we'll put Fallon. I'm gonna put you on the map, and so I can input your stuff manually. That's the word I'm trying to word. Man, I got all the articulation today. Woo!
You're on fire.
Speaking is hard. There's two kablooies. I don't know why. Okay, hold on. Where
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
He learned the multi-form technique.
All right. Turn order. Control U. What was yours, kablooie? What'd you roll?
5.14.
5. Okay. Yeah, no matter. This is just for like uh, trying to see who's going and getting a turn at that kind of point in time. Janyuka?
Yeah, 10.
10. Fallon, or no, Fulidar?
22.
Janyuka, you got 0 for some reason. Hang on, and then hit enter, I guess. And then Fallon.
14.
14. Of course, it has to be Fulidar going first. Okay, I see how it is. Alright, Fulidar. Well, let's deal with you going to the court. You don't have to be on the map per se, but
I'll do it just for the sake of convenience. Oh wait, I forgot. Putting yourself on the map is not necessarily.
no, you're already right down here, so
Yeah.
you
Give
can
me a
just
second.
move
let me
yourself up to there if you want to
Yeah.
move your piece to show you where your piece is going.
I'm just gonna. So I would like to walk into the court. And I kind of want to observe the surroundings of the court itself, like just walking into it.
The royal court. The royal court.
I would like to specifically see if I can spot out someone who looks lonesome.
Okay, so
Like,
where you're at, the road that goes around the royal court, and there's like some little citadels and temples and castle type looking things. There is a place called the Citadel of Purple Dragons. It's a headquarters of the Purple Dragons, where about 2,000 knights are garrisoned. So you do see plenty of Purple Dragon knights. But the area, the road, is called the Promenade, or the Promenade, if you prefer. It's a long semicircular street that divides the royal palace area from the rest of the city. Basically, along there you see plenty of courtesans, ladies in waiting, artisans, charlatans, fools, jesters, whatever, entertainers, all kinds of stuff, hoping for either rubbing elbows with royalty or a chance to see the king or, what have you. Queen, in this case.
did you say courtesans?
Yeah, courtesans, yes.
Uh,
Ladies
Artisans,
ladies in waiting and the
courtesans,
like. And
charlatans.
men in waiting in this case too.
Perfect. So, I would like to just get an eye full of multiple courtesans. And I'm just kind of just observing, just kind of going to get like a general like look down. And then I would like to shapeshift into a courtesan. Outside of seeing eyes.
Okay. You see a rather intense, just beautiful, gorgeous tiefling woman, kind of scantily clad for a noble. But she comes over towards you when she sees you, and she says, "You there?" And then she drops a bag on the ground, and she says, "Grab my things, follow me."
Uh, uh, Certainly. I did not know that we courtesans do this, but I suppose it's my first contract. And then I'm just gonna grab her bags and just follow her.
She says, "No, no, I realize you're not a servant. I would not have someone as lowly as that carry my bags for me, hopefully." She says, "I realize that you are who you are, and, well, I've taken sort of a liking to you. Name's Navari, by the way."
Navarre, your pleasure to meet you. I am Faldoria.
Nice. I like that. I am Faldoria. Yeah, that's the ticket. Okay, so she says, she says, "Well, what brings you here, Faldoria?" And she walks right into, like, the royal court.
I suppose the same as any other woman out there. I am down on my luck and looking for a means in which to sustain my living.
she says, don't let these royal snobs, you know, uh, she says, don't let these royal snobs deter you. She says, just be one, and then she says, hold your head high, act like you own the place, and they assume you're where you belong. And she's like looking around, and you realize that immediately you realize she's scoping out the place.
Hmm. Wise words. Honestly, being a young and taken aback, naive woman, I'd never once considered such a thing. Your words will bring confidence to my profession for sure. You seem quite experienced with confidence,
She says,
as I
well,
just kind of noticed the shifting.
well, I have a noble birth, and she points to her. You notice I did tell you it was a tiefling, right?
Yes.
She says I have noble birth, but you see, and she kind of waves at her horns, like kind of caressing her hair and her horn at the same time. She says, this does not sit popular with a lot of the upper class types. And she says, I do not.
Truly, am I right?
She says, I do not care mostly, but it can hurt from time to time.
Oh, foolish they are. Your sight never once beheld me anything in fear, rather bedazzlement, if you will. I I've said too much.
She says, no, pay attention over there. And she points to a table where there's a young man, and he seems to have like half a dozen courtesans at least, kind of flocking to him. She says, if you go over and get in that crowd, I'm sure you'll gather something useful. And then she kind of
Hmm.
heads off in her own direction. She says, "Oh, bag, please."
Oh, absolutely. And Navarre, may I just say, of all the faces I've seen in this town, yours may truly be the most lovely.
She says, "Well, you are beautiful yourself, child. I'm sure you'll go far."
Thank you. I made it myself.
She pauses a moment and kind of shakes her head and walks away.
Hmm. Interesting tiefling. Crowd of courtesans. Interesting tiefling. Crowd of courtesans. I'm gonna elect to follow her in secret.
Okay,
Cute.
let's see. What can you find following the tiefling?
Yeah, because remember, I am a Way of the Shadow monk.
Okay, let's see. Okay, what would prove useful information wise? Because you get a second piece of lore, don't forget, from your research here. So,
I'm trying to get
what would prove
the
useful for
personal.
you?
For me, I'm trying to get a good idea of the personal taste of either the queen or someone in attending. I'm
Okay.
trying to get some hobbies, some preferences, interests, anything that can really help me sell myself upon the day of meeting.
All right, hang on. I have to
But
transmog somebody in here. We're gonna jump to Fallon next, though.
yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. I was gonna say, but this case, I am just really curious about this tiefling lady. As she seems extremely
Yeah,
interesting,
I have
and
I,
Polidar is a habit for getting
I
distracted.
have to transmog her into here. So, hold on. Is it Stormlord's Wrath? No, it was Divine Connection, I think. Characters. Where are you at, Navari? Navari. No, wait a minute. I thought her name was Navari. Maybe that's it. Wait a minute. I have to look.
Was it Davaria? Davaria.
Navari is what it should be, I believe.
Navar. I
And
mean,
yeah,
I.
Navari, I think something along those lines. Yeah.
I'm gonna put her as an ally.
Navari Stormseeker, or Stormcaller actually. Navari Stormcaller, that's her name. But I'm looking because I want to make sure. Maybe it's in here. Yeah, it's probably in here. I have to jump down though. Ah, wait, what? Nope, I lied. I wish I could just jump to a specific thing and look for it, and it would just find it in whatever campaign it was in.
You can't put it in there. I'll be right back. I'm going to step to the use bathroom,
All right, sounds good.
and so I don't have to turn the camera off. Boop. There you go.
All right. Oh, is this okay? Well, what the? What in the world is going on here? Okay, that don't work. Okay, let me try it again. All right, so Fallon, what are you off to do when it hits to be nighttime? I know the rest of you are kind of we're gonna kind of backtrack to daytime for the rest of you. But...
No, he has also has a daytime schedule.
Oh, okay.
As Felon, as the shady, pale trader in criminal. Yeah, he's getting his umbrella, his high color cloak, and I first asked Bluey for his permission to take the painting to the Temple of Tenir to get it certificated. Get it approved.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'll tag along with you.
Interesting.
Oh, perfect. It's because after we get the approval and certificate, I'm trying to think that we probably get the next address in the Shrine of Tremora a hold for selling or showing the picture of yours.
Yeah, I'd just like to get to know these people, and yeah, that sounds like a good time to me. No killing anybody, nobody getting maimed. It's nice.
Oh yeah, totally. It's not night, really. So let me grab my umbrella and let's head off.
Good thing.
Okay. So, are you guys heading out to do something then?
We're going to the Temple of Denair.
Okay. All right. To the scroll thing, right? Or to the what do they, I can't even remember what they call that in the church in the temple now. The I mean, it wouldn't be like the reliquary, but what do they call that?
Scriptorium?
Yeah, something like that. But it's anyway. So we're the place where they write scrolls and scripts and stuff like that. Words failing me yet again. All right. So, but yes, that's where you're headed to, basically.
Yeah. So there can set up a certificate like that it's a genuine paintwork, genuine artwork of Kabuli, etc., etc. Because paintings with approvals or what do you call it? I'm trying to approve it in arts.
I don't know. I think it looks just like a regular sunflower to me. But if you all think it's some kind of masterpiece, then that's fine. We can show it off.
Yeah, you
Okay.
painted a regular sunflower, just like a regular sunflower, and it's looked just like a regular sunflower, not just a painting of a regular sunflower. It looks like a regular sunflower. That's the difference.
All right.
All right, if you say so.
I can't find this lady, so I'm gonna guess.
I traded art and contrabands for the last 50 years, so I saw some arts.
No, I said you could get at least 1,000 gold for that too, right? Are you taking the painting with you guys? Is that the
You
deal?
said 1,100.
1,100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you taking the painting with you guys?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Are you covering?
painting
Are you covering it in any way?
Oh yeah, in a scroll roll.
Oh, you scroll. Okay,
The
rolling it
big
up. Okay.
sturdy, big
Okay.
sturdy roll, architect roll.
Okay, so
Is
you're
it roll?
removing it. You're moving it from the canvas frame and putting it in a scroll, rolling it up in a scroll type thing. Okay, I got you. All right, that's fair. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the heck happened to my people, man. You know, I could have swore she was in here, but I'm not seeing anybody. Dex. Oh, wait, did I just pass her? Oh my god, how did I pass it 1,000 times? Okay.
Because you're looking for it.
Yeah, right? I should have just let it fall into my lap. Okay,
The
Navarre.
downsides of world building, am I right?
Right? Okay, so Navarre. Alright, so let me do this real quick. Make for Folidar, you're gonna make a um, stealth check. If you're trying not to be seen, following her.
I'm attempting to avoid being seen. So
Okay.
for sure I'll be making that roll here. Oh, I hope my years of training don't suddenly fail me.
Okay,
Get a
stealth
plus
check.
5, plus proficiency on it. I get a 20.
Uh, Wait. If she rolling perception, she will roll with
No,
speed.
she will actually not roll perception because perception implies that you're actively seeking for something.
Oh,
So
that's
it'll be passive perception that she's relying on right now.
oh, I cannot change passive perception with a
Okay.
button rule.
Now, since you've beaten her passive perception barely, well, actually, no. I guess if it's the same, I guess they meet. So hold on. So she's going to do something else. Okay. All right.
Well
So,
darn.
anyways, okay. So back to Fallon and Kablooey. You get up to where like the promenade is because um that's also where the Temple of Denier is. Um, um, you guys get a couple glances, but not much. You know. Now, are you dressed differently in the daytime, uh, Fallon?
Oh, yeah, totally. And in the daytime, it's a elven aristocrat trader style with the edit of an old vampire flair.
Okay, right. Okay.
And since it's daytime, he has a big umbrella and a, a coat with an high collar.
We'll put you right there in front of the temple, and Kablooey will throw you up there too. Boop. Actually, we'll put you both right there. All right. So, okay. So you guys um, go to the temple, and one of the acolytes says, "Welcome to Sazale," and ushers you into the temple and says, "Make yourself at home."
Of course.
What a
Thank you.
pleasure to be here. Thank you.
This temple is called. Well, I don't know what this temple's called. No, hold on. Timora tier.
So, excuse me, sir.
Ah,
What's the simple
this
called?
this this temple is called the Silent Room. Um,
Ooh.
it is mostly dedicated to Agma now, but it was formerly dedicated to Denier also. Um, the Silent Room is dedicated to the God of Knowledge. Um, it is run. You can see like plaques and things talking about High Namer Wendell Cedranis and that is, you figure is the high priest of the temple. Um, uh, it's currently concerned with being very open to the worshippers of Denir too, because it's trying to fight the schism that it is the Orthodox Church of Agma, and it just doesn't want to be, uh, you know, yeah. So Denir kind of disappeared a little bit during the spell plague. There's still some worshippers of Denir that believe he's not gone and such. So you guys make your way to the scroll room without any difficulty. Um, once there, you are what? Writing a scroll? Getting somebody to write a scroll for you?
Yeah, getting the work of a clerk that so they can set up a letter of approval and authenticity,
Okay.
a certificate of this.
Okay. There's a cleric who says, "Oh, that is much more handled well by one of our scribes," and he hands you off to a rather bookish looking gentleman, a tall, skinny guy with large spectacles and ink stains all over his hands from what you can tell is hours of writing scrolls, indentations on his fingers from holding quills, uh, just just a mass of gnarled kind of what knuckles. Like his knuckles have been enlarged. The amount of time he spends writing. You know,
Oh,
his hands are his hand, particularly his right hand. It seems a little too large for his frame.
oh,
Uh,
Kablooey, look here, we have another master of the art.
I see that. Is that gonna happen to my hands?
He says, "Oh, you're a
And
scribe too, are you?"
Uh, Not so much of a scribe. I've taken up painting as a hobby.
He says, only I wish." He says, "No, these hands are made for calligraphy, not for art, unfortunately. An art of its own, I assure you. But I'm sure that you would far surpass me with the art skill. I,
Oh,
I
I,
only
I
write."
think you're selling yourself a little short.
And you can see like some of the writing on his desk before him, and he is the scripting is immaculate, like holy cow, immaculate. He says, "So you're here to get something made?"
I was gonna say, as an aside, because I think I am also a scribe. If you had to compare it to Folodar, it would be better than Folodar.
I would guess yes,
Okay,
because
like
because
that's just be
because
like, wow, we've never seen anything like it.
oh yeah, so not that far, but like I've seen Folidar's writing, and this is actually even better than that.
There we go. Yeah,
Not
that
not
I just
not
wanted to make
like
sure.
we've never seen anything like it, but similar yet slightly superior.
It's
Kind of
okay
like
if
that.
it's just completely superior,
No, not
honestly.
that high core,
Whoops.
not that high core yet.
Never mind that.
All right, I'll jump back out of Yasi.
He's probably like if you were like a 15, 16 skill in scribing, this dude's probably like, 16, 17, something like that.
Oh, Kablooey, if our wedding is a little bit too early.
uh, that was an accident. Ignore that. Do
And Fallon, you would know, Fallon as the elven part of you, you would know that this guy is really skilled, and you would almost have to be an elf. In your opinion, you would almost have to be an
Dedication.
elf to achieve a higher skill, because you would have to
That's
take that many years to do it. This guy's a human,
full
so.
form, full form of dedication. Yes, exactly where we are. Exactly where we have to be. So Felon introduced the little artist Louis proper. that he's a cleric of the mighty Bahamut, the
Oh,
Platinum
oh, you know what?
Paragon.
I gotta show off now. I forgot. You know, the cleric of Bahamut thing just hit a chord for me, and I'm not trying to tout my own horn,
I do it, do it.
toot my own horn, so to speak. But I don't know if you guys seen this, but I did this a while back, not too long back, but so if I can get it into frame, there we go. Oh, it's not gonna go. Maybe, come on. Oh, there we go. So, did anybody see this picture of Kablooey that I did?
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
I
really
haven't colored
nice.
it yet, but he's got the whole Bahamut symbol on his tabard.
Mm,
The tabard looks a little bit like the tabard of the old cartoon of uh, Prince Ironheart.
Yeah, Prince Valiant.
Uh, Prince Valiant. Prince
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Valiant.
yeah.
That's it, Prince Valiant. Just with a dragon, with a
No.
platinum dragon on it. That would be nice.
Anyways, I don't know if you guys saw that before, but I will. I'm gonna scan that so I can color it. But
that's Kablooey's face right before he gets thrown by Cutler as a projectile.
nah.
You're gonna what?
Cavalry bomb.
So you guys are gonna show him the painting? Is that the deal? And
Yeah, as the first introduction, then we show him the painting and tell him, ask for a letter of
says-
of approval.
he says, oh my. He says, this is truly remarkable. I don't even know what to say. I didn't realize you were an accomplished artist. Artiste. I'm sorry. Artiste. I didn't realize you were accomplished artiste.
Honestly,
I-
neither did I.
I'm already a fan. Yes, right away. And he begins like, you know, kind of going at the scroll work on the script. You know, like and he says that he says okay. He's you know he kind of mumbling to himself as he writes. He says, and what do you place the value of this at?
Oh, we for the market around 2,000.
He says, oh
I
yes,
didn't realize
that.
it had value.
He says, oh,
Not like that.
so you say 2,000?
Yeah,
Okay.
the villain without flinching, just a bit, just going
Make
full,
me
full
a,
of 2,000.
make me a persuasion check at advantage.
I like that Kablooey is just naturally one of the world's most esteemed artists.
I've only made one painting. How can that be?
So is it a sunflower? Is that what the painting is?
I believe that is the canon now.
Okay.
You've just gotten this perspective down that's absolutely flawless.
Okay. So let's say when you were doing that, you got such a high roll that you were inspired. Although you were painting a sunflower, you also wreathed it sort of like in the background. There were these hibiscus flowers.
Uh,
These purple hibiscus flowers. Does that sound okay?
yeah, that works.
Okay. So 22. Okay. So he says, "Oh, surely you're underselling him, sir." He says, "Oh, I do appreciate your modesty. Oh, okay. 5,000 it is."
I mean,
And-
not on a selling and not any way. I know that's probably way more. You probably a little bit of too eager. He's new as the first snow in the morning. That's why we need coming here to
He says-
get the letter of approval and.
He says,
the
"Oh."
certificate.
He says, "Yes. Oh, well, true." He says, "Okay, well, he says, you're right. Be conservative. Okay, 3,500."
Okay.
And he
Let's-
says, let's put the value at 3,500. You know, I hear a rumor that the Queen has a particular fondness for hibiscus, and perhaps you could get that in front of her somewhere. I don't know that she would want to add it to her personal collection, but you know, there's always a chance.
if the right eyes catch a glimpse of our little masterwork, yes, it would be a quite interesting outcome. I'm looking forward to it.
Alright, so let's go to jump to Januka now. The games of skill. Games of skill.
The skill.
Um,
Games of skill. Games of skill. Games of skill.
okay, so let's jump over to Nerdarchy to the games of skill. Games of chance and skill for 5th edition. We have that many games in D&D? Oh. Let's see. Master Builders. No, we don't want that. Oh, okay, that's not what we want. I have a book actually that's talks about all about skill challenges and stuff. Kobold Press has a book too, actually. Interesting. Okay. So you're gonna go for a game of physical skill, of course. I would imagine, right? Okay. So they have like
Yes.
axe throwing. Um, they have like arm wrestling. They have, uh, of course, knife throwing. Knife throwing is more dex based usually, but you are a Goliath and you could make it work with strength. Of course, your knives would probably sink deep into the targets and take a minute to withdraw, but yeah. So they also have a couple games where they're a contest of skill where it's like the caber toss, essentially similar to a caber toss. Do you know what that is? It's basically where you
No.
take a log, and the log uh, is perpendicular to the ground, and you lift it up by the end, perpendicular to the ground, kind of balanced against your shoulder, and then you kind of run it forward and lift.
So
It's a Scottish game, Irish game, and you toss the caber, and it goes end over end, and it's extremely fit for somebody of your stature, and or somebody that's really strong. Um, but basically, yeah, you just basically toss a big log end over end.
do that one first. I'll do the log toss.
Okay. Okay. Let me do this here. Let me put you on. I don't have an open field, but we'll find a back lot in town. Here, let's see. Let me get rid of these guys. Go to the GM layer. Get rid of. Oh no, stop. Get rid of these guys too. Okay, we're gonna take you all to the back lot in town. I don't know if it's dynamic lighting or not. You guys will have to tell me if you can see the map when we get there. There we go. Okay, so can you guys see this map?
Black.
It is black.
Is it all black screen? Okay, hold on. Let me fix that to where it is daytime. Oh, it shouldn't be anything. Okay, why is it all black? Okay, daylight mode on. Save settings. Oh, it shouldn't be anything because the dynamic lighting wasn't on. Weird. Yeah, that's really weird. Okay,
There we
hold on.
go.
Now you guys can see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, you start at this end here. Let me put Jinyuka on there where she'll start. She'll start at this end. Oh, that's the GM layer. And you have a log that's about 3 times your, well, not 3 times your height, 3 times a normal human's height. About, well, about 12 to 15 feet long anyway. So, I would say 15 feet long. If I can find one. So long straight log. We'll use this here. Ah. Oh, that's 4 times. I'll make it there, and I'll make it a little thinner too. There you go. Okay, so you have this log, and you're gonna roll an attack roll and appropriate modifiers, which is going to be your it'll be your proficiency and your strength. So you're going to roll like your strength. You're going to roll a d20 plus your whatever your strength bonus is plus your proficiency bonus will be +2, right?
Januka's got this.
Yes. So it's a D20 plus 4.
Is that your strength?
My strength's only +2.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So is your strength higher than your dex?
Hold yes.
Okay, I thought so. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so roll a d20 +2, and you can add the +2 in when you if you do like a straight d20 like that, or +4. I mean, sorry, +4. Sorry. Okay, so 15 plus 4, 19. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. 10-foot square area. Okay, so we're going to say at. What's your strength?
15.
15, and you got a 19 altogether. So we're going to say you tossed it that far. And then we're going to do it 2 more times.
Okay, just 20 for that one. And only 14 for the other.
Okay. So average those out. Whoops. Oh. So 19. Did you add the +4 on the other two? You did. Okay. 19 plus 21 plus 14 divided by 3. It's 18. Okay, so an average of 18 feet every time. Or, not, yeah, 18 feet every time. Okay. Let me do this here. And the next closest champion was not even close. So you win 50 gold as for the day.
Man, when you say not even close, they were just doing terribly.
Right, right. And they had I gave them the same modifiers. I figured they had a higher strength but weren't proficient. So
I mean, a paladin's training is much more rigorous than what you'd find in the county fair.
yeah, yeah. So and that would be the equivalent. This would be just like the strongest people get together in a back lot somewhere and have contests of strength, arm wrestling, caber toss, whatever, like that kind of thing. So yeah. So you figure you could probably win like 50 gold a day, and like that's basically like there were lots of people doing this. It's just that you happen to score higher than anybody, basically. All right,
Okay.
all right. So then we're gonna go uh, back to Folidar, right? Yeah. Ah. Or we could go to. Okay, so Cod, are you going to do anything? Do you need to do anything while you're there at the church? Or are you just going to kind of wait there with Fallon?
I'd say, well, maybe once he's done with the certificate, I kind of feel bad. We might have fleeced this guy. Like, I know it's good, but I don't know if it's 3,500 good. So I'm gonna offer to paint them something, free of charge. They could add to their temple walls.
He says, "Oh, the uh, the uh, the high namer would be most grateful. I would be grateful to have one of your works on our walls for sure." And he says that the high namer would definitely be grateful. He would think your work is fantastic. I'm sure. Anyway, so Um. So yeah. So he's basically he's kind of gushing a little, anyway. So um back to Folidar. You notice that you think that she might have noticed you, but she does not indicate specifically that she has. Does not seem to be doing anything but continuing walking. You follow her up to uh, a little alcove in the back of the court, and in that alcove, she goes into a small hidden doorway that you wouldn't have noticed probably just being nonchalant. And she quickly disappears into the hidden doorway. You see nobody else looking. Do you follow her?
I use minor illusion. Um, I don't trust this. I feel weird. I want to use minor illusion to just illusion a small mouse or creature of this size
Mm-hmm.
walking through that door,
Okay.
and I
I
just
don't know
kind
if
of see if anything
minor
happens.
illusion can make moving stuff. Can it?
Can it not? Let me double check. It's been a
Only
while.
if you're like, I think only if you're an illusionist wizard
Darn it! I am
or
not an
something like that.
illusionist wizard.
Otherwise, it's static.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you could just be
It
standing
can be
there.
voiced though too as well, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could have. It could have.
Uh,
It could squeak. It just couldn't move.
hmm
The image and it's supposed to be one or the other, but I don't mind having an illusion that makes a noise too. You know.
You can
Okay.
cast it twice.
I will just have a
Right. It's a
static mouse.
cantrip, so you know.
It'd just be a static mouse that squeaks.
So you're gonna cast it in the area before the door closes.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. All right. So, hmm. You hear okay? Make a perception check. You hear a muffled voice, and you realize it's Navari because she's in the hallway, and that's why it's kind of muffled. You know, because it's a little bit further away down from you, and sound
15.
sound is blocked a little bit. But you hear her. You hear her. You hear her say, "Very well, come along, little mouse, but there's nothing for you here."
Oh no. Is she attempting to? The mouse is just standing there. Oh, this makes it so much more awkward.
And
This
and then
backfired.
you hear very you hear oh you hear this is what you hear basically exactly. You hear, "Oh, come along, little mouse, very well, but there's nothing for you here." And then you hear like the sound of footsteps echoing off in the distance,
Okay, cool.
like walks away, kind of thing. Like she's waiting for the mouse to follow her, perhaps, but the mouse will do what it does since it's an illusion that does nothing. It will probably just sit there and squeak every once in a while, you know,
Yeah. When she's made enough advance, I'll start to make my way towards the door. I'm wondering if I need to shape shift before I go any further.
Okay, you can tell once you get in the doorway, you don't see any sign of her. You can tell she's at least, you know,
Sorry,
another
that was an accident.
20, 30 feet off.
Mm, let's see. I would like to.
You can see the walkway gradually slopes downward, but only very, very gradually. And then the last thing you can see is the top of what looks like to be either a cliff or what you assume to be steps downward.
I'm going to cast. I'm going to take 2 key points, and I'm going to go ahead and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
Let me just double down before I do that and make sure I know what Pass Without a Trace does. Um, because as I understand it, second level spell that allows me to mask myself from detection,
Yep.
right?
Gives you advantage on stealth checks and stuff, and advantage against being detected. Yep.
So it's a +10 bonus. So yeah, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace. I got an hour until it burns out, so this is gonna be a fun time. And then I'm gonna continue to follow her deeper into this thing. Let me first get rid of my 2 key points. I didn't put Pass Without a Trace on my sheet, I guess, but it is one of the abilities I have as a Way of the Shadow Monk.
Okay.
Oh wait, there it is. There we go.
Okay. Uh. Okay. So you're gonna follow behind.
Yes,
Okay.
and a little closer too. Now that I've cast Pass Without a Trace.
You get a little closer. You do notice that when she walked off, her footsteps echoed loudly, and you remember she was wearing like heeled boots. Um,
A woman with confidence.
and you get you're gonna follow along down the path, right?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
trying
you
to
follow down the
examine it.
stairs, and when you get to the bottom of the stairs, you hear the clicking of heels stop for a second, and you hear, oh well, and you hear them like restart and kind of head away from you. You figure you're about 70, 80 feet away at this point. Are you
Can I
going
do
to close the distance at all?
I wanted to close the distance, but is it possible for me to perceive to do a perception check, looking out for traps?
Sure. Yeah, you don't see anything that would indicate that there was a trap.
Okay, I'm gonna close the distance.
Okay. Um, make a. Are you and you're trying not to be followed? So go ahead and make your stealth check with the +10.
There's no way for me to add the +10 here, so can we just imagine I
Yeah,
added it?
just roll it and you can. There you go. So wow, so 30,
30.
30 stealth check, dirty 30. So-
Uh,
okay, so you lost yourself even. That's how.
right? I'm so lost.
You're so quiet. You have to look around for yourself for a moment. Oh, I'm here. Okay, gotcha. Um, no. So you follow up. You notice that she is going up to what appears to be maybe some sort of door, and there are two shafts of light coming through the door. Um, she takes her bag, and you can see her unfolded. I'm assuming you're stopping when you see her, to where she
I'm
can't
not
see
just
you.
like walking into her.
Right, right. So to where she can't kind of see you, you're kind of like holding back or whatever. So you see, she takes her bag that she handed you, and she takes it and unfurls it, like unfolds it, like it's several layers of cloth wrapped over. And what you see in there is she has several just beautiful, beautiful hibiscus flowers.
Hibiscus. Darn it. That'll teach me to not open a bag when I get it.
And she opens the door or whatever it is. It looks like a door, some sort of makeshift door. And she walks into what you can barely see is a room, some kind of room of some kind of nobility or royalty. Um, it is a very posh room for the brief instant you glimpse it. Um, and then the door closes behind her.
Hmm. I think I've stumbled upon something quite interesting.
Make another perception check.
11.
You hear, "Oh, they're quite lovely, Navari."
Hmm. I'm starting to think this
And you
Mari
hear,
is.
"Why, thank you, Your Majesty. They're the best I could find. As always for you."
I'm starting to think this Navari character is in leagues with the Queen. I don't know why, but I get the strong feeling that she may have some sort of relevance to the Queen. But hibiscus, huh?
She
Now
says,
that is quite interesting.
you hear, so it's kind of muffled, but you do hear it. You're close enough to hear it, and there's holes in the door, two holes in the door, two shafts of light, there, that you can hear a little bit through it. And and the door, like when you're hearing these voices, it doesn't sound as if it's going through a door, not at all. Like it sounds a lot clearer than it should through a door.
Hmm.
And you hear, "Oh, I'm sure this would be the most delicious tea I've had in ages."
Nice.
and you feel a cold draft of air come down the passage through past you, and you can hear Navari chanting some sort of magical sounds.
This could just be some sort of magical tea chant, or it could be the end of Foladar. I'm just gonna like very quietly just back away, but not so far away that I can't hear, just enough that I feel safe.
I'm gonna give Kaw, you know, at Kaw, where you're gonna put you at a 14-2 since you're with Folidar. We're just gonna put you both on the same initiative, or not Folidar,
I was gonna say
Fallon.
he's with,
Fallon, I mean.
yeah. I was like, he's with me. I was like,
Yeah.
Kyle, when did you get here?
Ah.
I don't know. You hid, and then I was there.
Yeah. Where is Januka? Go to the bottom. Fallon, go to the top. No, not all the way to the top. There you go. Man, my tracker's being all crazy. It's crazy, y'all.
But
There we
yeah, I'm
go.
just gonna
Perfect.
just back away within hearing distance. But at this point, I want to make sure that if I am about to get caught in a magic attack, at the very least, I gain some distance. I still am with pass without a trace. So
You
hopefully,
smell the sweet smell of cinnamon on the air. Um, you smell you smell like a flowery, fragrant brewed tea smell. Um, and the wind, the breeze, the draft like kind of stops, and Navari stops chanting, and she says, "Your Majesty," and you hear a voice say, "says Ah, thank you, Navari. You are the best courtesan ever."
did I get? Wait, hold on. As a courtesan, did I get solicited by a courtesan?
She says, she says, she says, you also then hear you hear, um, you know I'm not a courtesan. She says yes, but it makes it so easy for you to get in and out of the castle that way.
Okay, okay,
She says,
courtesan
true,
gives you
true.
access.
She says, still, most people don't recognize my nobility, so I guess it is what it is.
Tea, hibiscus, cinnamon.
And she says,
Okay,
I promise, Navari, people will come to accept you, uh, more and more in the passing days.
Navari,
As it
nobility.
is, there are tieflings in high court everywhere. She says, you being a female makes things a little bit more difficult for your place in the court. But I promise you, you will get what's due you, as I, the queen, will assure it.
Self-esteem issues. Okay. All
She
right.
says it's not easy being queen either. You know, she says people, people listen to you, but they don't really listen to you. If you know what I
Self
mean.
self-important.
She says if I were a man, people would not think twice at the decisions I make. But because I am the queen, they all want to question things, and of course they, as my advisors, all know better. And Navari kind of says, "Well, you have only been queen for 10 years, Majesty." She says, it'll only take centuries for them to come to grips with it, and you hear them both chuckle.
Okay. So things have taken a rather interesting turn. I imagine this is much more interesting than whatever sitting with that harem of courtesans would have provided me. Albeit,
All right.
and I just kind of underline what I wrote, where it says, "Assure the queen the absolution of her authority."
Okay. Yep.
Hmm.
All
This is
right.
going to prove to be challenging.
So, for Fallon and Kaw, the scroll writer, the scribe, he finishes writing up a few scrolls, certificates of authenticity. Um, he says, look, he says, I've taken the liberty of writing this up also. He says, perhaps, perhaps it will go nowhere, but I mean, I've seen your painting, and it is quite simply breathtaking. He says, if you don't take this, I'll be actually a little offended. And he hands you another scroll. And he says, "Oh, perhaps I should hand it to your handler or your manager. I don't know who you are. I'm sorry,
Which,
sir." And he hands
I
it
mean,
to
pardon,
he
pardon
hands
the
it to
afternoon.
Fallon.
In this business is called. I think it's. I'm a patron.
Oh, well, of course, sir, of course. And he hands you this other scroll that he scribed up. And you look at it.
And yeah, with all his Eye of the Rune Keeper.
It appears to be a patent of some sort.
Hmm.
And it appears to be describing Ka as a laureate. And he says, now, of course, it's not official. He says, you will have to get it signed by one of the higher members of nobility. He says, the Order of Laureates, perhaps. He says, but I believe he is entitled.
Oh, I'm very flattered for on his behalf for this recommendation. That's a high star to aim for.
So basically, you with this patent, Kablui, you will be becoming what is the equivalent of a noble, but only by
Oh.
only by being an artisan. So you'd be like the highest level guild artisan, basically, but not a part of a guild, of course.
Yeah, Papelin is describing some of the historical feeling they had with the all the big nobles that are getting fond of an
If
artist
if
or an
It's
architect that are
if you want to
emulating them.
if you want a current real world equivalent, it'd be like a Nobel Prize for literature. They call
oh wow.
a lot of the Nobel Prize winners. They call them Nobel laureates.
uh,
It's,
that, that's a lot, but he said he'd be offended if I didn't take it, so I can't. I'm not gonna offend him.
exactly.
Ah, thank you
So now
so much. That's so unexpected.
So now you
So
know,
even
you all know, just among you, like just among Kablooey and Fallon, you guys know that this thing is, worth 1,100 gold, right? But because you have this certificate of authenticity saying that's worth 3,500, it is now essentially worth 3,500.
that's what's called marketing.
He's a professional officially.
The art
We
world's
we
so
we
weird.
it's getting way more complicated than that. That's just the tip of the iceberg. With that, we have it's in the art business called a startup. Um, you basically, if we really get into the likings of the queen or another big nobles, you will get some sort of called Auftragsarbeit. You got appointment for work. You got
Right? You can be
yeah,
commissioned or contracted.
commissioned. Thank you. You can be commissioned of the from the highest lords, exclusive work, and with that, there lies the really big money if you have commission work.
Is Fallon's background is noble, isn't it?
He was he's now he's a criminal.
Oh, criminal. Okay. Um.
He's smuggler trader. But his family was is still Ivarascan noble house.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
So I got a
but
I got a
that's
question. Well,
100
actually, just
gone.
make a insight check for Fallon. And for Kablooey, we're gonna give
Oh,
Kablooey something because
oh,
of this. Okay, the insight check doesn't go anywhere, but for Kablooey, because of this influx of just love and reception for your work, and kind of anybody that passes by that sees it, even within the temple are, oh my, that's so nice. Oh, that's so wow, you're really talented. Like just so on your next, um, let's say 5. So mark this down somewhere. On your next 5 checks for anything to do with concerning you painting, you will have advantage on them.
Okay.
It's you've gained like an inspiration to paint.
Artist high.
Artistic inspiration, we'll call it.
Artistic inspiration. All right. I I think I might actually be that good. Everybody's saying so.
Right. And it's
Please,
not just your
please
friends
try
and
to be
family.
humble. Necessarily, please be humble. Don't forget, Bahamut is the for you
Oh yes,
the
yeah, of
first
course.
priority.
Oh.
But don't forget, in art you can also express your devotion to your deity.
Okay.
Natural as building cathedrals.
Okay, Januka, after you do the caber tossing for the day, are you going to do anything else? You could try another game of skill. There will be time for one more game of skill.
Um, sure.
or
I'll
you
do
could
the
go
extra.
or you could go chill out kind of thing if you want. But axe throw, okay. All right, give me 3 to hit rolls. And the points are basically as is. So you're not going to add any extra modifiers. The highest you can get is a 20. Um, but you're going to roll your attack roll with the axe, and it'll whatever you get with the proficiency and the strength or whatever, that'll be the result. With the high being 20. So if it rolls over 20, it's still a 20. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So I add my proficiency. Still added +4 then?
Yeah, you should have a thing for your axe thrown maybe on your sheet, but I'm not positive. Do you have an axe or no?
No, I
A hand,
have a war pick.
here, but let me put a hand axe on your sheet, and then that way we can.
You don't have a hand axe, one will be provided for you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. They have hand axes. They're not necessarily great and battle worthy, but they're good for throwing at a target. Here we are. All right, so now they're on your or on your sheet there in the center, at the bottom where your other weapons are. You should have hand axe. Oh, that's not thrown, but that's okay. It's fine. Okay, make me 2 more of those. So that's a 20. What was the next one? 16. Okay. And 19. So 20, 16, and 19 all together. Whoops. So let's try 20 plus 16 plus 19. Somehow I ended up with 20,000. 20,160. I don't know, something.
58.
55? Yes?
58.
You sure?
42 plus 16. 58.
Oh, okay, yep. 23 plus 16 plus 19 is 58, yeah. Okay, alright, so the next guy, the next closest, actually, we're going to roll 3 of them, but most of these guys are all about the dexterity. Okay, the next guy doesn't come close, but there is a third contender that is also there,
Oof.
and he does
Oh,
far worse.
Oh, God.
Okay, so you do better than the top 3 contenders besides, or the top 2 contenders besides you.
Like watching Brock Lesnar just F5 a bunch of guys. Like, there's no hope.
And you there are a lot more contenders for this. Hold on. We'll say there's what? We'll say there's 20 contenders. So you get 102 gold pieces.
Okay.
And that's it for you today. And you probably have to chill after that, or like eat something, kind of sit around. You might be able to do some like axe throwing still, but nobody's going to challenge you in the axe throwing competition after that. So
Just
there's
an
no
embarrassing
money to
display.
be made. They're just like, yeah, right, whatever, buddy,
We
whatever,
know when we're getting
whatever,
hustled.
lady. I'm not. We know you're a champion already. You're a ringer, aren't you? You came in from another city, didn't you? So, anyway, all right. So
152.
You know,
I,
but I'm still trying to get that first one out since I rolled a 19 and
now you also noticed when you get you get the you've made 152 gold today just off of skills of games, skill games. So you also realize, wait a minute, that seems like a lot.
yeah.
But then you realize it's because you're in a capital city, and it's the king's capital city. You realize just looking around, just being where you're at. You've been in Waterdeep before, but being here, you you realize just how well off everybody is. Everybody seems to be fairly happy. Everybody seems to be on board with shelling out the money. Like there's good food in the streets. All the market stalls are clean and just like everything is just very well off. How to All right, so back to Fulidar. Are you gonna do anything?
I would like to go back because I realize now the two main things that I came here to do as a fake courtesan. I've done neither. I've made no money, and I have netted much information about something that I'm definitely just like I don't know what to do with that yet because I haven't talked to anyone else.
Well,
So I would like to.
you've got some extra lore about the queen. That was your second piece of
Correct.
lore. I just gave it to you a different way, sort of a
Very
more of
creative.
a side questy way. But so the extra piece of lore that you got, um,
That Navari is the attendant
Totally
to the
worth it.
queen.
yeah, Navari is an attendant to the queen. Is That's not even neither here nor there. But that the queen likes hibiscus, which is also something that Taylor and Fallon picked up on.
Uh, so I know that she likes her hibiscus tea with cinnamon too.
Ah, you do
It's
know
going to be
that?
very
Yes.
important.
That could be
Yeah.
very important. Yeah, yeah.
So I want to just take this time to go back and gossip among courtesans and constantly bring up the name of the Star Anchor Group. Uh, the rumors I will spread is that it's a group made up of exclusively handsome men. Uh,
Wait, oh god, my mind goes to
hold on, I'm
terrible
not
places.
finished.
My mind goes to terrible places. So I started playing Baldur's Gate 3. Right? I don't know if anybody else has started playing this yet.
One month in console, it's coming out on the
Oh my
2nd of
goodness! So the Dragonborn, I think they can mate just fine, and because in Baldur's Gate 3, the video game, you get a choice of whether they have male or female genitals. Like what the heck?
So Baldur's,
very
so
and and
Baldur's Gate
and there's a
3.
variety.
And there is a variety, not for the Dragonborn so much, but for the other races, there's a variety. I would have loved for him to go do something sick and wrong with the Dragonborn stuff, but they didn't. But
Wait,
But
wait for the mods.
the
right.
rumor I spread is just that it's full of handsome men and strong-willed women.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So just like constantly, like the women of the group are apparently very immensely strong, but the men of the group are
Oh,
just
did I?
alluring. So I'm just going around as a courtesan, pretending I have been a courtesan to this group and that they're in town.
I don't think I've. Hang on, let me see here. Do I have a bio and info page? No, I don't. But okay, so
And I exaggerate severely, by the way.
can I do this?
Can I roll for persuasion on this? Like, just my storytelling, is that good enough? To just exaggerate so hard about what we look like.
Yeah, I was trying to. Okay, you guys can see there, but that is the Hero Forge mini I made up for Ylira, the first mate.
That's kind of how I imagine her looking, but with blonde hair.
Yeah, yeah. She's got like dyed red hair. But
Maybe
Die
Baldur.
with the blood of her enemies.
If you suggest blonde hair to her, she may be privy to that idea. She might be liking that idea.
Note for later.
She would probably respond to you like, "I would dye it every day if I could have the time." Sorry.
Saved.
Okay, so when you go back and you're dropping a name, anybody else doing anything?
Can I? Do I need to roll for persuasion on that? Just like
Oh,
see
sure.
how
Yeah, actually,
well.
why don't you go ahead and roll for persuasion? And a bad roll won't necessarily mean a bad thing, but a good roll will. Uh, uh,
Yeah, they just ignore me on a
actually,
bad roll.
actually, a bad roll, a really bad roll, could mean even better than a good roll, depending.
Like they just got
It's kind
turned.
of like
No
shock,
such thing as bad
kind of like
PR.
shock jocks, like one
No
one.
such thing as bad PR.
There you go. So yeah, you think it'll go pretty well. Um, yeah, it's one of those things like if something's good, one person tells two people tell another two, and so on. If it's bad, one person tells two, and two people tell 20.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get these courtesans to tell these nobles this,
Yeah, yeah.
so they know of their existence before we show up. But yeah,
Right.
that's all I'm going to be doing on this turn. I'm just going to be kind of spreading our name before I leave this place.
Okay. As you're mingling and spreading things, you feel a hand on your shoulder, a gentle soft touch on your shoulder. It
I
is
turn
it is a
seductively.
decidedly red, with long fingernails,
Oh,
long black fingernails, in fact, and you hear you see the face of Navari. She says, "I thought you were, following along."
well, you pointed me in the direction of the fine gentleman with the other courtesans.
And she says, "Yes, and I noticed that you didn't stop following me until I got to the door." He says, "I thought."
Oh,
She says,
yes.
she says, but when I came back into the passage, you weren't there. She says, "Please don't tell anyone about the passage because it's a
Well,
secret passage for a reason."
I figured that there must have been something that was a bit privy, and I didn't mean to interrupt on something like that, so I promptly turned around.
She says, "Well, I appreciate that." She says, "But I did say you could come along when you were in that ridiculous mouse form."
Mm,
That was your once in a lifetime.
She
no,
thinks you were the mouse. Essentially, is
uh,
what you gather from that.
I do want to just have a puzzled look on my face, like just a uh, sure.
She says,
Like I
"Well,"
just don't like. Not nope. Definitely was not a mouse. 100%.
she says, "Well, um, she says, I appreciate you not being too nosy." And she says, "If you would," and she says, "I run out of fine cinnamon, and the place I go to get it normally is virtually out as well. But if you could scour the town for some fine cinnamon, the finest, please, I,
Wait.
I would I would definitely." I would be most in your gratitude and favor, and anything you want, I would do it within my power to have that be
Well,
done.
it's not my place to say, but I know of a traveling band of merchants that actually may just have cinnamon in stock and delectable
She says
cinnamon
she
from what
says
I've heard.
she says this star anchor you spoke of.
Yes, yes, you overheard.
She says, "Well,
They're
I tend to do my
incredible.
homework."
Absolutely incredible group of men who have all of the wares, and some say, and I kind of lean in close. It's said that they have a method to travel the stars.
She says, "Really, you have my attention."
Isn't it just fanatical? Traveling the stars. Oh, I would give anything to be a part of that experience.
She says, "Well, I would definitely be interested in learning more about this." She says, "But anyways, if you would, Perhaps you could speak to these Star Anchor." And she says, "Here," and she hands you a pouch.
Well, I don't know if I could definitely.
She says, "The cinnamon should only be like maybe uh, maybe 10 to 15 gold for what I would like." And she says, "Keep the rest for your troubles, courtesy of the queen."
The queen? The queen?
She says, "Shh, not everybody knows, so keep it to yourself, please."
Oh, absolutely. Navarre, you have my family. And I just hug her, and then I just back away
You
promptly.
you notice that she has this kind of this cold exterior about her. It's like very matter of factish, and you can kind of see it melt for a moment while when you back away. And she gives you a smile, and you notice in the pouch there's 100 gold. Oh, I give you 110. So it's 110 gold apparently, not 100 gold, but 110 gold. And so it's going to be 10 to 15 for the spices, but
I do like a quick follow up and like just count it and I bet
What
and just to
100
be
gold piece?
sure, you don't want any services or anything. I'm very inexperienced, might I add.
she says, "Well, I mean, there's nothing to do but follow me around like a like a courtesan, and it would kind of be strange, a courtesan following a courtesan." And she says, "Though that's not my main calling, it." She says, "You know what? Perhaps you could follow me around. Perhaps I'd get a little bit of dignity."
Imagine someone to be at your call. That kind of power could go to someone's head.
She says, "Darling, powers already went to my head."
Very well then. And like I just tucked away all the money. I shall have the cinnamon, and I whispered, for the queen. Oh, and then I just tra la la.
Okay, and then you see her kind of like walk back toward the street, kind of
When I get to a certain distance, I'm gonna just transform back into myself.
thing. Okay. So you
Wait,
also
wait, wait, wait.
notice that the pouch that she gave you has a small little insignia on it, and it is a purple dragon insignia, which is the insignia of Cormyr.
Perfect. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I needed proof that I received that the Star Anchor received the money.
And now you know. Now you've got proof that they received it from the queen. It
Bingo.
is the
There we
royal.
go.
It is the royal seal.
Yes. Yes. Okay. That's all for me. I'm slinking away. I'm cutting my losses.
Okay.
Uh
Anybody else? Januka or Fallon? Kabalui?
Fallon would also just prepare for the evening. Just before the Moon Knight heads out, he'd like to have we call it a all hands meeting.
yeah, I was about to say I do want to like reconvene with everyone to see what we all did.
So Fallon can totally sit there and oh my God, you totally missed on the menage a trois with the queen and their consort.
Is that so?
That what she was implying? No.
I'm just like, in retrospect, I suppose that was something that could have been on the menu.
I'm gonna put
However,
Januka
my
up there.
first love is books.
Uh, to be honest, I saw that we get a foothold into the court in the future, in the stars. I didn't saw that it would be that of a Bigfoot. Um, but yeah, I think if we combine our endeavors, we have a little bit of an opening. That's quite interesting.
I say, I'd have to agree concurrently here. We have an opportunity to do something amazing. The Bluey's artistic value, the information I've heard about the Queen and her assistant, and more importantly, we've already been paid. Now
And
all
I
that's
go,
left to do,
speaking of being paid, I drop my purse on the table
and
and
it's just
go,
more than mine.
it's like, I got that from throwing logs and axes.
Huh. I feel as if we've all overworked here, and we all not knowing that you guys have been commissioned for a
That
$3,500 painting.
that's
Yeah,
like
they
that
know
was
it's good.
fine.
Totally pointed on, so if they roll out the scrolls of certifications and that. We assumed the painting would get us around 1,000 or a little bit more. Um, and as you know, I'm a little bit of a trader myself, and I know how to spice up a value of an item. And we did a little bit of spice up, and now we have a little bit of a 3.5 in the
Okay,
making.
so
I would like to say,
this is
speaking
back.
of
This
spice,
is
It,
back at the ship. You guys are having this discussion.
yeah,
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so when you guys are back at the
Easily.
ship having this discussion, are you on board the ship or just kind of like sitting out at the docks, or how?
I would definitely say if we're putting money on the table, we have to be
In
on board
board,
the
on
ship.
board. Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
I think Seven built in the compartment hold something like a lounge area where all can sit together. And
Um, Illyra comes to the the hole down to the cargo hole, or down to where the companion's hold is there. And says, "Hey, one of you lot, Janunka, I believe you're wanted up here."
Oh.
She says,
Pick up my earnings and go see
"Okay."
what the difference is about.
She says that
okay,
Dragonborn there, or that Eladrin there, and she points off the ship. Says, "Bucking to see you." You see this Eladrin. He waves. He kind of looks familiar. I mean, you've seen a lot of people today, but he looks very familiar. Not 100%, but you notice he's wearing purple dragon regalia. He's wearing like a knight's armor.
We'll go see what he wants.
And okay, when you go up to him, and he says, "Forgive me, my lady. This is I took the liberty of having you followed." He says, "Perhaps not my brightest thought. He seems a bit stalkerish. Nonetheless, I've couldn't help invite the champion who bested me for a drink."
Oh.
Which is best you in the logs or the axes?
You recognize him now from the log toss, but he wasn't wearing his knight's armor then.
Okay.
Oh, Januka's got a date, everyone.
He says, he says, you are mighty impressive for a lady. He says, if I don't mind being so bold, he says, but even for a Goliath, if you will.
Oh, not the best courting line, but I suppose he can recover.
One thing, I never turned down a free drink, so
He says, well, yes.
give him a good
He says,
rub on the back and
okay, he claps you on the back, more like he would a fellow soldier. Um,
yeah.
and he begins like small talk about. So is this your first time in Suzeo, and you really must see, and while you're here, and blah blah blah, that kind of stuff.
Well,
My
I
golly.
also engaged in conversation about. I noticed there don't seem to be too many poor and downtrodden here. You seem, everybody seems to be rather well off, and
He says,
you
well,
know,
the queen pays well, and he says a lot of people don't agree with it. He says, I for one think it's a great idea. He says, because I mean, your kingdom are your people, are they not?
yes. I mean, anybody who thinks it's a bad idea is obviously a fool.
He says, yes, I kind of agree wholeheartedly. Um, though I guess it's not my place as a dragon knight to agree. I'm sworn more to the crown than to my oaths, to my own personal feelings, I suppose. So, but since the crown shares my personal feelings, I'm with you on this, milady. And he kind of tries to change the subject a little.
Okay. I was just wondering about
Oh, wow,
because
they
I've
added
never
a new
seen
sort button. Oh, sorry, ADHD
it.
there.
It's so that in the cities I had visited, I've never seen one where the people were so happy, which is a good thing.
He says, well, one of the things we try to do is we try to make it proactive with the job hunting here. We try to make a reasonable job board, of course, but more so, we try to be proactive with when there is an opportunity, finding someone to fill it. He
Sounds to
says,
be a good plan.
he says, and the dock workers. I mean, there's almost endless work for dock workers, and he says because there's not only these docks here, and he points to the ones that you guys are docked at, and he says there's also the royal docks, and he says, and beyond that, ships go in and out almost daily, if not more so. Um, and he says, some ships are in and out 2 or 3 times a day. Fishermen, people kicking jobs as fishermen or shipwrights all day long. Like he's like it's a very bustling community. It's like I'm not sure how it fares further north. He says, so what brings you to Cizale?
That
Surely,
ship.
surely throwing logs around isn't your favorite pastime. And he kind of laughs.
Like I said, that's a joke. And just say that ship.
He says, he says, very, very good, very good. He says, but I mean,
Well, I
what
mean,
is your business here? I mean,
well, I tell him my main business is to get this cart of supplies to him. I mentioned the guy's name.
oh, that's
I,
Therm. He says, oh, that's Thermaster. Oh, that's about 2 days ride north of here, 3 maybe.
I believe we're going to be going there after we have a meeting, our meeting with the Queen.
He laughs. He says, the meeting with the Queen. He says, wait, you're serious, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
He says, well, I could put in a good word, but I don't really have much pull there. He says, if you've got a meeting with the Queen set up, he says that there's definitely, you're probably further along than I can help you with.
Um, yeah, I don't like to brag, but I am Jennifer Wallbreaker of the family Wallbreaker.
He says, oh, he says, does that, forgive my ignorance, I'm not familiar with, where are you from?
I shown my royal crest from my house. And,
He says, yeah, so you're nobility. He says, and where are you from? Are you from up near, like, Luskin or Icewind Dale type of area, or do you know where you're from?
well, the character would know where she's from, but being that the
Do,
player is
do
not
you mean the
familiar with
player?
it.
Does the player know where Junyoka's from? I guess is really what. Okay. How
No.
about somewhere up
So,
around Mirabar, maybe?
whatever is the most mountainous region is
Yeah.
where she's from.
Well, Mirabar is just south of the spine of the world, so which is the huge mountain chain that separates the lower half of Faerun from Icewind Dale and all that. Um, and a lot of Goliaths live in the spine of the world. So, um,
Sounds good.
he says, he says, yes, Mirabar. I have not ventured that far out. He says, but as you can see, I'm a Ladrin, and not to brag myself, the only Eladrin Purple Dragon Knight. I hope to rectify that situation in the future with my good deeds, of course.
Of course.
He says, yes, humans have long been the only people allowed in the Purple Dragon Knights, but recently there was a Goblin War, and of course the Dragonborn are now allowed to be Purple Dragon Knights as well. Dragonborn being amongst the noblest creatures you'll ever find. Sorry, I was thinking of Cutler. Because
The minute you said it, I was just like,
he's Dragonborn, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
noble?
it's
Yeah,
I can totally
noble.
do a perception check because I think everyone is sneaking up on them and trying to listen to them. And as he said that,
I
is
want
it
something
whoop,
funnier. Is that as
or
he's saying that,
stumbling?
Cutler's like cursing off at the like edge of the boat or something.
Right. Damn you, curs!
Just throwing
You
something off
changed
the
the
boat.
name of my ship.
Can't wait to get
It's
these
the
stupid
burning
rags off my
bitch!
ship.
Like he's just yelling. Noble.
So he says, "Oh, forgive me." He says, "I've been quite lax as he's he saunters up to a. There's like kind of a roadside market type thing that's got like a bar built into it, and it's kind of you sit at the bar outside, um, and he grabs a mug of ale and hands it to you, and takes a mug of ale for himself, and he says, the name's Eurocard." And I put that in the chat, Joe. So if anybody wants to put that in there, but specifically Jinyuka, you can add that as an ally.
No, you're a card, sir.
Your chat.
And he is a summer eladrin.
Oh man.
He's got a kind of a yellow orangish tinge to his skin. He's got like this blondish orangish fiery hair, and he's actually wearing like a laurel wreath type of thing in his hair. And it's like you being a Goliath. First of all, a laurel wreath in a guy's hair would depict him as anything but manly. But for some reason, this dude seems very manly. Like even though he's got this laurel wreath in his hair, it's like it almost makes him look more masculine. Like as a contrast.
Yeah, just
He
wears it confidently.
yeah, and you can tell by his gait that he's a very confident person. You know, he's very you can tell people he's well liked too as he passes by people they they'll wave or say his name or he and he waves back and like that. So he's well liked around the city too.
I really like Suzel, and I hope that we don't end up embroiled in some sort of Suzel war at this point, because we're going to hell. It feels like.
If you did, okay, so just as outside metagaming player to DM type of stuff, if you did end up in sort of some sort of Suzel war, it'd be somewhat of a kind of a civil war with the factions that don't agree with spreading the wealth.
That does seem to be like he brought it up, and I'm just like, oh, hopefully nothing goes wrong on that front, because we just want money.
And revolutions are a big pot of money.
Yeah. Specifically, us not having it.
Oh no! We get in. If you get to the right side in the revolution, you'll be on the big spending side.
Oh man, I hope this doesn't become a moral battle where it's choice of making the money by being a part of the revolution or defending the queen.
God save the queen.
You,
Bahamut save the queen. That's going to be our next session. Anyway, no. So.
The Bahamut save the queen arc.
rest assured, we try to uphold the state of law and order, because without law and order, there cannot be what we do.
But we're a pretty chaotic group, though, nonetheless, and it seems like chaos naturally flocks towards us.
You know what? Hang on. I have to look at because I have a map here of Suzel.
I'm just watching Januka and
I thought I had a map
date.
of Suzel. What happened to my map of Suzel?
But they're looking good together.
She tosses a couple of logs and swings a couple of axes.
Oh, I remember.
Lands some more money than me and ends up on a date with one of the finest men in this entire town.
And then and then not only that, but then Kablooey and Fallon come back with basically a $3,500 token, 3,500 gold token.
You guys have netted more renown than I have in such little time, and it's just like
I still need to get back and I want to donate him a painting.
Really, one question. Yeah, if you don't mind, I had an idea. I think these business with art and
I put you over
innovation,
here on the map, guys, or Januka.
It's like a little bit taxing for a kind soul like you, and I think Why don't you take tomorrow off? I think if I recall correctly, they had a royal garden behind the palace, right next to the lower court. Uh, Probably quite cozy place. Why
So
don't you spend your day in the garden and yeah, scribble a bit?
so you're gonna go paint some Kablooey?
Yeah, I
As
think
the
I am.
as
Helen
the
would.
day turns to evening and as Jinyuka is out with her companion, and um, it does become clear, Jinyuka, that he does have somewhat of an interest in you more so than just friends. But he is very not only standoffish about it, he's also very he's very much a gentleman. But he's also kind of standoffish about it, as if you two are sort of brothers in arms, as it were, and perhaps that wouldn't be the best idea, kind of thing.
Poor man, stuck between business relationships.
So I'm gonna promote something. These guys are not sponsors of us or anything, but um, if you get a chance, you can go check out this place. It's called Dumpstead Adventures. I'll put it in the. Oh wait, where is it? You know what? We have only had one. Oh goodness, we've only had one viewer here. Control C. Okay, Control V. I'm gonna put it in the chat there. I'm gonna put it in the chat on um,
Nice.
uh, Twitch, and basically that is a site that you can go check out. The direct link that I put there is about painting supplies and making tools useful.
Oh,
So I
nice.
thought it was good for this kind of
Ah,
type of thing here. So
It's just like very relevant to Kablooey and his painting.
yes, yes. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a we're gonna do some painting checks here. Um,
Wait, is he doing that right now?
yeah, we're gonna do that for Kablooey in a minute here. So
Okay.
so are you just being inspired and uh, or you did say you were going to try to work on completing something for this temple, correct? Is that what you're going to
Yes.
do? Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
then we're going to assume that that is um, at least a modest attempt. Um, like at least for the process as far as that goes. So you're trying to create a moderate project at least, and if not an intricate project. Yes. No.
Um, how much longer would an intricate process take or project take?
Um, I mean, it could take a little bit, but essentially, like what we're looking at is it depends on what you roll as far as your DC and such, and then also that will help determine how much time it takes. Like you could get inspired and just go all crazy Jackson Pollock on it, and be done with it in a day, but you know you could also roll a little bit lower, have the same outcome, but it takes you 3 to 5 days.
Helen
Gotcha.
still sees the 19 in this day
So
rolling.
yeah, so you could do your paint. Do you have paint supplies? You do, right?
Yeah.
Add it on
Yeah.
your sheet. Yeah, yeah. So what you would do that, and you would pick your dexterity, your charisma.
Yeah. I'll probably go with charisma.
Yeah, dexterity or charisma. And I would say one of those, whatever's better, and kind of just go with that as your query for your paint supplies.
Okay. And and I have to pick if I'm doing intricate or not. I'll probably be as intricate as I can. Everybody's been gassing me up.
Okay. All right.
And rightfully
So
so.
so I get advantage, right?
Yep. Advantage.
So I'll change that 5 to a 4.
One question. Can I use the one of the important numbers I have still have?
Did you just get a 16 for your potent number?
No, that's a misroll. I
What was your
rolled
last potent?
last time a 3 and a 19, and I would give him the 19 for a skill check.
Okay, 19 for a skill
Um,
check. Okay. All right. So
Oh,
so you're gonna roll it. You're gonna roll advantage. If none of them are higher than 19, you'll use the 19.
uh, let's see, the dice roll is 19. 19 plus his modifiers. That
Right, right.
I got you.
You're only going to give it to him if he needs it, essentially. Like, right? I mean, isn't that kind of how it
I have
works?
to. The important thing is.
I would have to roll higher
I
than
have
a
to-
19.
No, I have to give it you before you roll. Then
Right,
you
right,
get the
right. But I'm
19.
saying, yeah, I'm saying it only matters if he rolls something lower than a 19. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
something like that.
yeah, so go ahead and make your advantage roll with the charisma modifier. You should be able to roll it right off the paint supplies on the left where it says tools and stuff on the lower left.
Clicking it, it's not doing anything. Here, hold on. Let me
Oh, it should
pull
say
up my.
when you click it, it should say query on the middle of the.
Oh, I see it.
And then you're
was
gonna query the charisma stat.
it was hidden under
Yeah.
other tabs.
Yep. Okay, so 17 was your high roll, so it will be automatically a 19 because of the portent.
A 19 on the die, right?
Right, so it'll be higher based on your charisma.
It's a 19 plus
Plus
7.
Plus 7? Wow.
I get a 5 in charisma and
26.
then 2 for proficiency.
Inspired yet again. Okay, so now that you've gotten such a high roll, don't take one of your advantage rolls. So like that you've gotten that advantage roll, it's going to be like you didn't use it. So because you've gotten such
I'm back to
inspiration on
5?
this, because you've gotten such inspiration on this painting, you still have 5 inspiration.
The stars were right. Right
Muses
decision.
have taken him.
Hold on one second. I have to look at creating an item. Where are you at? Crafting an item. That's what it's called. Crafting an item. Wow. Okay. Okay. How much was it total? 27?
26.
26. Okay. 26. Whew. That is venturing into some dangerous territory there. Okay. So I will give you a choice. It can take you 3 days. Or actually, sorry. It can take you 4 days and be rare. Or it can take you 2 days and be uncommon quality. Which uncommon quality is still really good. You know, it's just... But you feel like the inspiration, you could have outdone yourself on even the sunflower painting.
Okay.
The rare will be
We
worth
have-
more, is what I'm saying.
We've got 5 days before we actually meet with
Correct, yeah.
the queen. Yeah, then I'll take the 4 days.
Okay, yeah. So you know that the painting you've created is worth at least 2,000 gold pieces.
Okay. Okay.
And as much as of a gold mine as Kablui's sitting on right now, among your group, you know who's really sitting on the gold mine? The girl who's
Is it
not
the-
here right now.
How about is the person holding all of our money?
I don't know if she's holding our money, but the thing is the 2 things she's created, the gloves of thievery and the other thing, those alone are worth like holy shit money. The pearl, what is it? Pearl wisdom of power or pearl of wisdom, pearl of power, something like that.
Man, yeah, that's
Those things are worth like the gloves of thievery. I think are worth like at least 3,500 by themselves, and then I think the pearl of power is worth like I don't know, like at least 8,000. But I'm thinking closer to like 80,000.
Okay, you have to really look around to find a buyer for that.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah, because who has 80,000 gold? You know, like the queen maybe. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's Queen or big spending companies.
Yeah.
Or
The trading companies, yep, they'd have something.
heroes.
Especially the trading companies in
We are the big
Suzale.
spending company.
Yeah, especially the trading companies at Suzale. They're like, 80 grand. Well, okay, that's That's a couple work weeks, but I suppose we can wing it. Anyway, okay, so all right, so 4 days on the painting, and that's kind of what you'll kind of be doing for the 4 days. Anything else for you guys for the other 4 days?
Quickly, I wanted to ask: did I inquire about him painting a hibiscus?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely adding that into it. I assume that's uh
Thank you.
in the what is it, the Royal Gardens.
Yeah, because we need to
That's where I'm getting my
capture.
inspiration.
Yeah, we need to capture that beauty for the queen, as I overheard that it's apparently her favorite flower.
Well, he's making it for the temple too, though. So
Yeah, this is a donation.
Okay, great. Actually, that works out for us. I'm gonna spend those 4 days going around various parts of the city, pretending to be in on that neighborhood and just spreading our name.
okay, and let me do this before I forget because I'll forget next session. By next session, I'll forget. But the high namer when you give him the painting, uh, even though he realizes it's a donation, they write up a certificate of authenticity for it, valuing it at a rate around another 3,500. They don't go much higher than the original value, but he does he says he would be remiss if he didn't give you a little something in return for such a generous donation, and the high namer gives you 200 gold pieces.
Oh, that's really not necessary, but
He says, "Well, I could keep the generous." He says, I could keep the offering in exchange." He says, "But what would you live on?" And he says, "Artisan must eat." He says, "But," he says, I could also just grant you a favor if you'd rather."
yeah, you keep your money.
Okay, so you're gonna grant. Okay, so the high namer grants you one favor, so you got another favor back.
Hmm.
Grants Caw.
Hi, neighbor.
I have two
Is,
favors,
is
one
Kablooey
in
the
different towns.
titular character where he's just doing good deeds and now none of them are going unpunished? He's just getting rewarded for every good deed.
I mean, he does have to be with you guys, so there's punishment alone as well.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you
He's
lot are
just
the ones doing no good deeds.
right. We're doing no good deeds while he's doing nothing but good deeds.
Exclusively good deeds.
In fact, it balances out.
All right, Daniel, you were gonna say something.
No, I was just saying hi, neighbor.
Hi, neighbor. Yeah. Hi, neighbor. Isn't it awfully nice to have a neighbor just like
I,
you?
oh, and for this last for the piece I donated,
Yeah.
I'll sign it at the bottom. Donation courtesy of the Star Anchor Trading Company.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. You know what? Okay. Who among you has the highest charisma?
I
It's
think
probably me.
Folidar,
it.
Kabalui.
I think it might be me
16.
actually.
Who's
I
got
have
what's your
17.
17? Okay.
18.
18. And
I got
Kabalui, you got
20.
20. Okay. Okay.
What?
Who among you has
Yeah.
who among you has the highest persuasion then? Do you have persuasion,
Uh,
Kablooey?
I have proficiency in persuasion.
I
I have a +5 to my persuasion.
Plus
here.
6.
Hold on. Ooh, I closed my character sheet. I think I have. I don't think I. Oh wait, I do have proficiency. I think so. It should be a
+2.
+7.
Or +7. Okay, +7. Okay, so you have the highest persuasion. So what you're going to do is, assuming that Jenyunka and or Folidar or Fallon, if Fallon, you have persuasion too, don't you?
Yeah, 3, no, just 3.
Yeah, but assuming that somebody with persuasion also has a skill, um, uh, attends with you when you give this off, we're gonna give you advantage. And if anybody can cast guidance, you can probably cast guidance on yourself. Maybe, I don't know. But if anybody can do guidance on you, you don't have guidance actually, probably, do you? Well, as a cleric, you might.
Yeah, I think I should.
So what you can do is you can do it at
I
advantage.
do have guidance.
Okay, so at advantage and with guidance, you're gonna roll 2d, the 2d20 with your persuasion.
Yeah, as Fallon is posing as his patron, he would be present.
Okay, add advantage with a D4 persuasion.
Right. And we've also discussed that you have inspiration, so if you want to roll your inspiration, you can also.
All right, that's a D6
Yep, but extra d6. Yep.
if I need it.
Yeah. Well, or if you want to. I mean, so the higher you get, the better. But okay, so 19 plus guidance.
19 plus guidance, D4. Oh, 1. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that inspiration too. That's another D6.
Yep. So dirty 20 so far.
23.
23. Okay. Everybody in the party. So party wide. I'll put party wide. If you don't have it already, inspiration.
Yeah.
Except for me, do I do
Yeah.
I immediately get that
Yeah,
inspiration
you,
back?
you immediately get that. Yeah, you immediately get that inspiration back. And everybody in the party gains 1 favor. From either, you can choose. Okay, the favor can either be from the royal court or from a church, temple.
Hmm. I'm definitely going to. Well, wait. Does he get the favor, or all of us get the favor?
Everybody in the party. Everybody.
I will definitely take a royal court favor.
I think I'll take a roll for it as well.
Or temple. So from court or temple. Um, and then on top of that, you know what? Do we have a? I don't have a thing on there that says renown. Do I?
I made one on my sheet that said renown for Suzel. I made
Okay.
one for where we were previously as well. What was that? Waterdeep. Yeah.
Yeah,
we got one in Waterdeep.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that too.
All right. So give everybody 2 renown with Suzel. Suzel. You find out while you're there the name Suzel means purple dragon ale, basically. Um,
Sick.
it's sort of a joke on the slaying of the purple dragon and the ale that they serve there. They call it the Suzel, you know, the purple ale. Um, so you earn 2 renown with Suzel, which also in turn, if you guys didn't take it yet, earns 1 renown with Waterdeep, which won't take effect for like probably 2 weeks, but either way. But 1 renown Kith Waterdeep with.
All right.
So if you had renown with Waterdeep already, add another 1.
So I'm up to 2 renown with Waterdeep.
Right.
1 favor from the court.
And depending on how the rest of the things go, you may actually gain more renown with Suzel again too. So, all right. So, Jinyuka, were you going to do anything over the next 4 days? More of the same.
Or the same.
Okay.
Or the same.
All right. And then Fallon. Nighttime prowling. Anything?
In the daytime, he's watching over as the patron of the Louis, so he can work in peace. Keep in background under his shade, under his umbrella, and getting a little bit of rest. But we don't need really rest. But in the night, he's the Moon Knight, tasked with protecting the ones in need, the travelers of the night, and yeah.
Okay.
Manager by day, hero by night.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And then Kablooey, you busy painting for the next 4 days? Folidar, anything for the next 4 days?
But yes, Folodar is going to just be going to different neighborhoods, talking up, starting rumors and gossip about our group
What was it?
prior to the meeting.
Silver Star Anchor, is that what it's called?
Star Anchor.
Oh, Star Anchor. Star Anchor. Okay.
Maybe we could call it the Purple Star Anchor. I'm joking. I'm not trying to suck up to the crowd that much. But nonetheless,
I've
So
already signed
yes,
the
I'm
painting.
I'm going about everywhere, and I'm just going. The Star Anchor Trading Group, I've heard, is made up of illustrious individuals of noble background. Well, I heard they're actually a bunch of do-gooding pirates. Just going around spreading random
Yeah, yeah.
positive rumors about us.
You hear when you guys after like the first day when you guys get back to the ship, he's like, Cutler comes to you guys and he's like, well, what do you think? And he shows you like a little like a piece of cloth with like a emblem on it, and of course it's an anchor with a silver star in the center.
Hmm.
He says, yeah, I know a guy,
I couldn't have done a better job myself, I say.
and it's basically a silver anchor with a silver star emblazoned on a blue background.
Oh, but I will say this: is anyone in our group a tailor?
I think Jess is.
Okay, so I have to approach Jessa and be like, "We're going to need some very noble outfits." Oh wait, wait. Also, probably actually should get that cinnamon. So that's probably what I'll be doing in the 4 days.
All right, looking for cinnamon for the 4 days. Here, let me do that actually,
I
because
need to. I do need to get that cinnamon in abundance
Um,
too, if possible.
okay, what I need you to
one
do.
question
Yeah, go ahead.
for next time. I would get me finally my fine familiar, my big dove, and that's just Tangy P gold piece for the stuff and the ritual.
Okay, I'm actually going to do something with you in a second, Fallon, too, with that. It concerns you moonlighting as moon knighting. Um, yeah, so um, yeah, so for the cinnamon, roll me real quick. Is it, hang on, I gotta find this thing. Go ahead and roll me. Investigation checks. Or straight intelligence if you don't have investigation. It gives me the same
Let's
thing.
see where we stand on that. I should be somewhat proficient, right?
And you're going to roll me
Nope.
3 investigation checks. Ooh. Okay.
Well, an 18 and 17 and the critical failure.
Right. So you do find. Um, you do find. Hold on, I gotta find that. That's not what I was looking for. So 18, 20, 37 divided by 3 is not good. Uh,
Curse you in natural one investigation roll.
12, but that don't matter. So we'll just call that 2 successes. Um, and you are able to find you are able to find an herbalist that carries a rare cinnamon.
Thank you, 18.
All right.
Rare cinnamon.
Yep.
Hibiscus leaves.
Oh, sorry, I take that back. A very rare cinnamon.
Yes. Thank you. God. Herbalist. Yes.
If you'd have gotten 3 successes, you'd have been doing better. But
I mean, hey, rare or very rare cinnamon is fine.
yeah, if you'd have gotten 3 successes at 19 or better, you'd have had a legendary cinnamon.
What would that even?
3 ain't bad.
That'd be like magical cinnamon, like
Yeah, I actually
gods.
don't want to give her that. That would be very
cinnamon of the
detrimental
gods. Yeah.
to me. I'd be like, this. We aren't sharing this. Okay, sorry.
I'll find something with the rest of the gold. Oh wait, I don't have any gold after I bought the legendary.
Yeah, like I bought legendary cinnamon. I'm broke. You only they only gave me 15 gold, and then the woman kept the rest for herself. That we totally saw and isn't me.
um. Yeah. So actually, for that, let me do something real quick because I know. What is it called? It's called an herbalist's pouch, isn't it? Herbalist.
This is the
Herbalism?
herbalist
No,
kit.
it's not that. It's not that.
Herbalist kit.
Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for though. Oh, it's called Heward's Handy Spice Pouch. That
That's a
that
clever
that's
name.
actually what you come across instead. It still gives you the very rare cinnamon, but you get Heward's Handy Spice Pouch, Fulidar. You can either give up the spice pouch or you can just give up the contents of the cinnamon once in a while, enough to make it to be worth 15 gold. But basically, it's a belt pouch. It appears empty and has 10 charges. While holding the pouch, you can use an action to expend one of its charges. Speak the name of any non-magical food seasoning such as salt, pepper, saffron, cilantro, cinnamon, so on and so forth. Remove a pinch of the desired seasoning from the pouch. A pinch is enough to season a single meal. The pouch contains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges daily at dawn. So basically, it recharges 1d6 plus 4 charges. So you
That
so you've
is
got
incredible.
10 uses of the cinnamon, the very rare cinnamon, uh, and then you could get 10 the next day and so on.
After
Uh,
that, I'm
well,
making saffron
possibly 10
instead.
because it's 1d6 plus 4. So, anyways,
You know how expensive saffron really is?
yeah, saffron is really expensive. Yep.
Yeah, we could really do something here.
Um,
A dash of saffron on every meal.
here's the catch though. You can either have 10 applications of the cinnamon, or you can have the pouch, but it costs all the 100 gold.
Damn it.
So you
Well,
need to
easy
learn.
come, easy go. I'll go ahead and spend that 100 gold on this
Yeah, I would do that too.
pouch
Because
for
essentially, you've
sure.
got a money making item right now.
Yeah,
You can just make, like you said, like Daniel said, you just make saffron every day. and
it's a, it's. I'm 2 pounds lighter as I give off the 100 gold that I just made. Sad and
But you didn't buy
despondent.
books with it this
Yeah,
time.
that's why I'm sad and despondent.
Yeah, saffron. It takes 1 pound, so it'd probably take you know, 5 days worth of pinches at least. But it takes 1 pound. But a pound of saffron is worth 15 gold
It would take 5 days to make 15 gold. My heart.
at least. But it's you know. Uh oh, we lost somebody. We lost Daniel.
No.
No, Daniel.
But yeah, I'll
All out
reluctantly
of
part
place
with
now.
it for only for a moment.
Okay.
I'll reluctantly part with 100 gold, and I will take the pouch upon myself.
Hopefully Daniel will be back in just momentarily. Okay. So yeah,
Wait, so
you've got
did I get
Heward's
this like
Heward's
the
Handy
first?
Spice Pouch. Yeah.
I was about to say, did I get this like the first of the 4 days?
Yes.
Okay, good. I want to use that time then every night. I'm just
So the next 4 days you'll be
pinching.
making cinnamon mace.
Yeah, I need enough to give to the queen
Well,
here.
Hey,
We can
there you
hear you.
are. Welcome back. See if you can get on camera real quick. Did your camera boot you off or was it just roll 20? There you are. Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. So hold on. Let me find it. Heward's Handy Spice Pouch. Heward. Let's just do that. Heward's Handy Spice Pouch. There you go. I'm putting that on your sheet there, Fulidar. So
I
now
already
you
put
have
it on
Heward's
there.
you have oh you did? Okay, so now you have two, but I don't get rid of
Got
one
two
of them.
pouches.
Get rid of one of them. One pouch has this, one pouch has no. Listen. Um,
Oh wait, I did name it wrong. I named it Heward's hand spice pouch.
yeah, that's because you copy and pasted my typing. All
I
right,
was absconded with. There we go.
all right.
Now I'll just
So
get rid of this
back to Fallon. Fallon, when you're out moon knighting one night, you see, um, you don't see hardly any crime in the city, and there are purple dragon knights that patrol at night, and city watch that patrol at night and stuff like that. There's not many purple dragon knights, but there's like a city watch.
I have to run to the front gate for a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay, can you leave your camera on?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right.
Be right back.
All right. Sounds good. Um. Anyways, while you're out patrolling, you run into a group of surprisingly similarly clad robed individuals, all carrying candles, and they seem to be on sort of a moonlight vigil as you notice that the moon is full, and they seem to be chanting a soft prayer as they walk northward along the dock warden toward um, the north end of town toward the Horn Gate.
So, as
Is he
a
like a
moon
cult?
worshipper,
What's that?
we totally at the cult. Yeah, probably a moon cult. They are openly going through the streets and
Yeah,
not
they are.
really hiding and
Yeah, yeah. They are going. I mean, they are going openly through the streets. They're pretty noticeable. It's just it's at night, and so they're not exactly hiding, but they also it's like I said, it's at night. So
okay, that would be the perfect mission for the for my familiar. Um, would like to for Fallon and a night owl. So the Moon Knight gets his night owl companion, and yeah, he appoints his familiar to keep watch on the moon worshippers for now, and report any suspicious back.
okay, okay. Um, do you follow them out of the Horn Gate, or have your familiar follow them out of the Horn Gate? I should say. I mean, I guess you would follow too, but just like farther behind. I guess is it kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah. I would follow behind, keeping around 200, 300 feet between me and my watchful old companion, the night owl. Oh no, I didn't call her star owl. Yeah. And I follow the moon worshippers. Quite curious. Ghost shower is it not? Because they are not quite open worshippers. So there might be an opportunity. Could be a stray. Could be might be loft.
Okay. Hang on 1 second.
And the Moon Knight can stealth a bit.
I'm trying to find out. Okay, as they're walking, and this chant they're singing this mellow song, you notice that the song is something familiar. Make a insight, religion, history. Yeah, insight, religion, or history would probably be the best three to pick from. Whatever you got, that's the better.
History and religion both four. We go with religion.
Okay, it sounds amazingly familiar, but you're not sure what what it is. They're definitely singing uh, Elvish, um, and it does involve talking about Selune. Um, they're definitely singing a song about Selune or worshiping Selune in some sort of way. Like
Yeah, for Fallon, it's the first time that he sees a live worshipping since he swore the oath.
um,
So the Moon Knight follows and watches.
as you as the the song goes on, um, it talks about how she's ever changing, but also ageless, and talks about her the radiance of her age and so on and so forth. And eventually they leave outside the town. Hang on 1 second here. Let me do this here. And
Oh, that's
they
probably
end
a
up
hidden place.
in a forest. They end up in the king's forest quite a ways, about a mile or so out of town, and you can hear them chanting and such as you follow along. Witcher's familiar pseudo dragon?
No, yeah, just an owl.
An owl. Okay, an owl. Okay, so that works. So the owl follows along quietly, and I'm looking for something here. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is what I want. As they enter the forest, about a mile out of town, you notice they come upon a clearing. In the clearing, there's this beautiful altar in sort of an alabaster color, inset with moonstones all around it. And they circle around this altar. And the altar is a circular form itself, rather than being like a rectangle or a square. It's a circular altar, almost in the shape of the moon. And again, it's an inset with moonstones around the edge. And they all kneel down, and they all begin to chant in worship of the goddess of the moon. One by one, you see them slowly transform. They get larger and larger. They turn all into these, what look like a copper dragon, but with blue-white scales. They're an opalescent, silverish, blue-white scale-looking. They're more slender though than coppers, and their scales are iridescent. They seem very impressive and bright in appearance because of this. And they continue singing as dragons.
Yeah, the Moon Knight looks quite puzzled and looks in amazement. He probably emphasized the lycanthropes, but they're not lycanthropes.
So what is your blade again? Do you have your blade there?
The edict, yes,
The
yes,
edict
yeah,
blade?
the edict blade. He would, if the, yeah, waiting for the right moment
You
to
you you as you gain closer, well, like your owl's already probably up there perched in a tree nearby, but as you gain closer footing, the edict blade begins singing on its own.
and let's join with the edict
Sort of
blade.
a high pitched hum that just makes it, and you can kind of see, normally how it glows when it's unsheathed. You can kind of see the glow around the hilt, almost as if it wants to come out and glow with the moon and the song.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Daniel.
Yeah, time to annoy the blade on the altar.
Are you going to walk up to the altar?
Yes, in dignity and with the blade in both hands in front of him.
Okay, as you anoint the blade on the altar, you can see it glow just ever so brightly, like almost as if the moon itself were shining right there, just like right in front of you, just so bright, reflecting the sun, just and you can see the dragons almost look like they're looking on in appreciation. They've noticed you, but have not strayed from their song.
Yeah, he let them be, and probably after a few minutes, the Moonlight starts to disappear, the night back.
Okay, the Edict Blade. Hold on one second. Okay, so the Edict Blade is also now um, has the properties of a moon blade. So here's the Edict Blade here though. It also has the properties of a moon blade. It's moon touched now, but now it has gained the properties of a moon blade. So I will add that momentarily, but basically for a moon blade, is it moon blade? Is it one word or two words or one word? Okay, one word it is.
Yeah.
Moon blade. So it's essentially like an elven moon blade, which makes it very, very, like basically legendary.
Damn you, Saloon!
And it makes this thing basically legendary. Only it is attuned to you, not anybody else but you.
You've been blessed,
So
chosen.
you've kind of been chosen. You realize in this moment,
That's no blessing.
and
That is no blessing.
you realize one of the dragons is transformed back into a human. She comes up to you and she pulls her hood off. Not a human, but a humanoid. And she pulls her hood off, and you notice she's got silvery hair, iridescent like her scales. And
He's the moon.
she comes to you and she kisses you on the cheek, and she says, "Congratulations, you have been kissed by Salune."
He laughs a little bit with an
And she smiles.
Embarrassed laugh.
She smiles, and it's almost a reverent smile. It's like she's like almost got tears in her eyes. She can tell she's in the presence of greatness, as it were.
See, I swore the oath not long ago, but it seems awful long, and now I start this new journey in the name of the maiden. I hope I'm worthy.
She says,
And
"You are worthy, otherwise you would not have been chosen." And she says, "And time has no meaning in the eyes of the ageless one."
that's what I recognized really quite early.
And she says,
That's how she knows things.
"Go now." She says, "Although you have to be a sister to be truly kissed by Salune." She says, "You, brother, are definitely blessed by her." She says, "So for now you will not be a song dragon, but you will be blessed and chosen." And she goes and rejoins the other dragons, kind of, and she kind of waits like you were about to say something.
Yeah, he laughs wholeheartedly, and I'm just getting started. Keep your ears and eyes open. There are Keep your eyes open because there are probably more stars between in the night skies coming soon.
She smiles intently, and you do actually see a silverish, iridescent tear roll down her cheek, and as she puts her hood back up, and she then transforms back into the song dragon and continues the song.
I like that. I like the idea that when Fallon tells us that this happened, we just don't believe him. But the Moonblade would be proof. It would just be like, for the sake of my own well being, I lost
Oh,
100 gold.
he
You got to
totally.
meet a god.
Oh, you have totally have to date him 3 days in a row to get a glimpse on the Moonblade now. Um, that's a fucking Moonblade. They're like ah.
Okay, so
Can't
just
get rid of it.
just for a Moonblade. So let me put this in here. Moonblade.
It's good that it's a
Okay,
fresh
so
Moonblade.
essentially what a Moonblade is it's a legendary magical item created by the elves. One of the most prized and jealously guarded is a Moonblade. In ancient times, nearly all elven noble houses claimed one such blade. Over the centuries, some blades have faded from the world, their magic lost as family lines have become extinct. Other blades have vanished with their bearers during great quests, thus only a few of these weapons remain. A Moonblade is usually passed down from parent to child. The sword chooses its bearer and remains bonded to that person for life. If the bearer dies, another heir can claim the blade. If no worthy heir exists, the sword lies dormant and it functions like a normal longsword until a worthy soul finds it and lays its claim to power. The Moonblade serves only one master at a time. The attunement process requires a special ritual in the throne room of an elven regent or in a temple dedicated to the elven gods, or in this case, a clearing dedicated to Selune. A Moonblade won't serve anyone it regards as craven, erratic, corrupt, or at odds with preserving and protecting elven kind. If the blade rejects you, you immediately make ability checks and rolls and so on and so forth. The Moonblade has one rune on its blade for each master it has served. That means it has one rune, because you are the only master thus far.
Yeah,
The first rune
that's the
always
only good one.
the first rune always grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. Now it was already +1, so now it is +2. And that means it will
Mm.
be +3 against goblinoids.
Yeah.
Um, each rune
If we
beyond the first
run,
grants the Moonblade an additional property, and then I choose those properties as that happens, if that happens.
if we
Hopefully
run
that
into
doesn't
any
happen
high
because
elves,
that means
I have
Fallon is
to
probably dead. So
yeah,
I have to get some little mini Fallons
I was just saying
to
until you make some mini Fallons. Yeah, there you go.
if one of his friends, like Kablooey, for example, wield the Moonblade,
uh,
he is pure of heart and not
Am I
corrupt.
am I worthy?
it would have to be that he would sort of will it to Kamui.
Yeah.
it would be the
He would have to
family
sort of
issue if he
choose him as an heir in a way. I mean, he would have to go through a ritual that creates him as an heir. Basically, it would be a
yeah
process.
there are stories of Moonblades that are that choose their own holder later, even if they're not from the same family line or something like that. Because it with with every old owner they had, the blade gets more jitterish and quirky and
But
yeah.
it also gets more powerful too. So
Yeah, it gets more powerful, yes, but the ego is blowing up.
I think the Moonblade is that bad with the ego, but usually it could be. I mean, it just depends. Um, all right, so um, all right, so I think that's it, and we're gonna kind of wrap it up here. Does anybody have anything they need to do before then? Some people are. We only had one viewer, and thank you very much to the one viewer. Um, but and that might be one of us. But thank you very much, one of us, if it is. If not, thank you very much to the one viewer. Some people are going to watch this episode later, and they're going to be like, "Man, I wish I would have watched that episode live."
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so
I'm not taking any more actions because every time I take an action, I somehow lose money. At this rate, I feel like I'm just gonna be in debt.
Jessa and Tessa when they come back in 2 weeks, and Cutler when they come back in 2 weeks, if they don't see this episode, they're gonna be like, "What's going on?"
We have the legendary Moon now. Now he's crowned by Salune herself. We have Kablooey, the
So
award-winning artist.
all right, so
Januka, the mightiest of paladins,
let's do
and
Yeah,
let's do
the
something I
Star Anchor.
seen on I've seen this on a couple other streams. Let's do something I've seen on a couple other streams. what was your? Let's start with Daniel. What was your favorite part about today's session?
Mm, Probably my date with the night.
Really, I kind of felt like that was really cool too. Yeah. So do you think Jinyuka will pursue a romantic interest with him, or do you think it's kind of she kind of keeps want to keep stuff like on the business end of things?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Just want to see what his reaction will when she tells him her story of her lost lover.
Ah, okay. Good deal. All right. So let's do Taylor next. Taylor High Point.
Oh, my high point. Oh, it's got to be uh, Fallon becoming the Moon Knight. That's
Seriously,
Really?
that's rad. That's the highlight.
Okay, but
Kill.
I meant for Kablooey. I meant because Kablooey wasn't there. In fairness, but I mean, he probably would have thought that was really rad too. But he'd have been like, "Dude, you're practically a god." Oh, also, Fallon. Before I forget, give yourself 2 piety points.
That's more than number 4.
4. Okay, so then you are a devotee,
Man,
a devotee of Selune.
how could he not be?
I love my mistress.
His mistress has given him
My
life.
little
All right, so any high point for Kablooey? Is that
Oh, to toot my own horn.
yeah yeah
Um, uh, I guess it's adding the with the second painting, adding the star anchor on the bottom of it, and getting all kinds of renown now and weeks from now.
right?
That
Awesome, awesome.
that was unexpected and nice.
All right,
That painting will live on.
all right. Folidar, high point for Folidar, Deontay.
I didn't get any books, so there was no new text given to me. I was given money that I then promptly lost.
You got some
Uh,
sick cinnamon.
I did. I got some cinnamon out of the deal. So I would say the high point was definitely meeting Navari.
Meeting Navari. Okay,
Uh,
nice, nice. Okay.
Very interesting character that Folidar would definitely be like, well, you're quite interesting. Uh, getting to spread rumors was the best part. Just exaggerating our details,
Nice.
and I have to show up looking extra like good looking at the meeting.
Right, right. Okay, so, and then Oliver, I'm assuming I would have to guess that your high point was the knighting, the choosing.
Excuse me.
No, that I hate because it's totally changing all the plans I had made for the character, and then now have to change again. No, I
I
think
mean, you don't have
really
to,
bad.
but I mean, you kind of might feel compelled to. I don't know.
Yeah, now I have to go warlock of the blade. Yeah, it's totally nice. Um,
Welcome to D&D.
I didn't like his
yeah,
damn you saloon. They got me. Just was like
You
when he got the
pulled me
moon
into
blade.
your fold again. Okay. No, so here's the thing is I don't know if any of you guys are watching the stream, and I know you can't listen to the volume in the stream, but can you guys all hear the music in game?
Yeah, I heard it when he switched the music
Yeah,
over.
yeah. So I think that like a lot of people don't hear the music in game because they've got it muted, but I think that music was pretty right on for the moment.
Yeah,
So
wholeheartedly agree.
all right, but all right. So I guess that's it. My high point was just getting to play with all you guys again because I like having a consistent group. I mean, it's nice. You guys always provide me with something kind of out there a little bit and special. If whether it's Cobb Louis going to be very very earthy and create a painting, or Folidar's just grandiose way of talking about stuff, um, or just like the presence of Oliver himself. I mean, I just like Oliver brings a crazy presence to the group, um, and I also really appreciate the way that Daniel plays Jinyunka is almost like minimalist. Like
I
I
really
don't know
do
how to
like
explain
that.
other than minimalist, but like she's very down to earth and kind of simple, but also very what's the word? I don't know.
I think Januka is the neutralizing base to a bowl full of spices.
Right, right,
Like
right.
we've definitely since the loss of Lyran, like we've definitely been careening off the deep end in terms of fantastical choices.
Right, right.
And Januka is keeping us humble.
Yeah, and I am hoping that at some point Lyran will be able to make a return either in this group or one of the other groups.
I
Um,
mean,
so
yeah,
that would be
fingers
very
crossed,
fun.
but
I know
Januka's
Derek's
definitely been
busy,
a welcome addition
but
for
yeah, yeah,
sure.
very 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 cool. We'd have to have a 7-player group at that point, wouldn't we? Anyway, but
I've done it before. I know it's
yeah.
possible.
So the most I've done is
Assuming everybody shows up.
14 players. Yeah, I got to make sure James schedules his grocery shopping better.
Well, this time he was, he's helping his mom, so
Yeah,
I'm sure.
he's helping his mom, but he was really helping her grocery shop. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This time it was his mom was grocery shopping, and no, I'm just kidding. All right, so until next time, 2 weeks from now, Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. May all your actions surge. That was created by Richard. May all your
Everything did a great
actions
job.
surge. I kind of liked it. So. Till next time, may all your actions surge, and thank you for watching. See you guys.